Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Vancha kalpatarubhesya kripa sindhubhaiva cha Patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Koti Vaishnavind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining the call. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagvatam call. I would like to read a quote by Srila Prabhupada. Chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is enacted from the spiritual platform, and thus this sound vibration surpasses all lower strata of consciousness, namely sensual, mental, and intellectual. Krishna consciousness, the topmost yoga system. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, welcome devotees. May I know who will have joined the call?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mandarat Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Drupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances and all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasadas from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Pooja from Sydney.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call.
Hare Krishna, Amrut Prabhu and all the Tamil devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Amarasika Devidasi from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining. And today we are very fortunate. We have our grace Amrita Madhavi Mataji from India. Mataji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagvatam on Canto number 7, chapter 2, verse 14. Hare Krishna Mataji, you may take over the call when you're ready.
Hare Krishna, my dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glory to Sri Guru and Gauranga. So yes, we will start Srimad Bhagavatam with our prayers. Umajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ukam karoti pachalam pangum langayate girim yatprapatamam vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama-shloke Bhaktir-bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. So we are going to start Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 14 of Srimad Bhagavatam now. So, Pura Grama Prajodhyana Kshetrararamashramakaraan Kheta Karvata Gosamscha Dadahu Pattanani Cha. Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 14, translations by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The demons set fire to the cities, villages, pasture grounds, cow pens, gardens, agricultural fields, and natural forests. They burned the hermitages of the saintly persons, the important mines that produced valuable metals, the residential quarters of the agriculturists, the mountain villages, and the villages of the cow protectors and the cowherd men. They also burned the government capitals. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The word Udyana refers to places where trees are especially grown to produce fruits and flowers, which are most important for human civilization. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 26, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Means, if one offers me with love and devotion a flower, a leaf, fruit, or water, I will accept it. Fruits and flowers are very much pleasing to the Lord. If one wants to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can simply offer fruits and flowers and the Lord will be pleased to accept them. Our only duty is to please the Supreme Godhead. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whatever we do, whatever occupation, our main purpose should be to please the Supreme Lord. All the paraphernalia mentioned in this verse is especially meant for the satisfaction of the Lord, not for the satisfaction of one's senses. The government, indeed, the entire society, should be structured in such a way that everyone can be trained to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But unfortunately, especially in this age, Nate vidu swartha gatin ki Vishnu means people do not know that the highest goal of human life is to please Lord Vishnu. On the contrary, like demons, they simply plan to kill Vishnu and be happy by sense gratification. So you see, we see that when Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev and the news reached Hiranyakashipu, he got very angry and he decided to kill Vishnu. So in order to kill him, he thought, let me kill Vishnu by his roots. And he thought that Vishnu sustains based on the yajna results, whatever they perform, whatever they offer in the yajna, that is taken by Lord Vishnu. And so he is thinking that Vishnu is surviving. And so if we kill the yajna doers, and if we destroy all the ingredients which is required to put as an offering in the yajna, if we destroy all those ingredients of the yajna which are meant to please Lord Vishnu, then first we are stopping Lord Vishnu's food and then we are killing Lord Vishnu. This is his idea. So he ordered his people to destroy all these things, and so these things were destroyed. And Prabhupada says, whatever things are mentioned here, they are not meant for our sense gratification. They are meant for the gratification of Lord Krishna's senses. Which means, what we understand here is cities that we live in, the villages that we live in, are meant to satisfy Lord Vishnu. So the agricultural fields that produce crops are meant for satisfaction of the Lord. The gardens that we may go for taking a break, that is also meant for satisfaction of the Lord. Therefore, even in Garuda Purana, it is told that if anybody, I think even spits, if they do anything little dirty, like passing urine or something in the gardens, then they deserve hell and hellish treatment. These things are written in Garuda Purana. That's why that means these gardens are also meant not for our sense gratification, that we can go and pass water there. It is meant for the Lord's satisfaction. Therefore, this Hiranyakashipu's team members went and destroyed the gardens also. See, garden is not an offering in the yajna, but it was destroyed. Means gardens are also meant for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. And hermitages of saintly persons live to please the Lord, and so he tried to kill the saintly persons and their houses. And he knows that Krishna is Go Brahmanya Hitayacha. So he wanted to kill all the cows, cowherds, cowsheds, and he wanted to kill the Brahmanas, Brahminical culture, and the ingredients that we offer in the yajna, and the places where yajna is performed, everything was being destroyed. And Prabhupada says, even now, people who are demoniac in their mentality, they think of killing the Lord by using everything in their own satisfaction. It is like when we don't care for the Lord's existence, and when we use our family members and the wealth earned by our family only in our sense gratification, forgetting to please the Lord's senses, then we are also equal to Hiranyakashipu and his thinking. So it is very, very important that we use everything in Krishna's service, including our body, mind, intelligence, talents, our wealth, our relatives, and our situations, good or bad. Every situation should be used in Krishna's service. Then we are not living like Hiranyakashipu, but we are living like a devotee. So Prabhupada expects that we use everything we have in Krishna's service. And the next purport also is going on the same lines. So let's go through it. Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 15. Kechit kanitrair vihidu setu prakara gopuran ajivyams chichidur vrikshan kechit parashu panayah प्रदहान चरणानि एकी प्रजानां ज्वलितोल्मुखैः. Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 15, Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Some of the demons took the digging instruments and broke down the bridges, the protective walls, and the gates, the gopuras, of the cities. Some took axes and began cutting the important trees that produced mango, jackfruit, and other sources of food. Some of the demons took firebrands and set fire to the residential quarters of the citizens. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The cutting of trees is generally prohibited. In particular, trees that produce nice fruit for the maintenance of human society should not be cut. In different countries, there are different types of fruit trees. In India, the mango and jackfruit trees are prominent. And in other places, there are mango trees, jackfruit trees, coconut trees, and berry trees. Any tree produces nice fruit for the maintenance of the people should not be cut at all. This is a Shastric injunction. So you see, whatever trees that produce fruits or food for the human beings, they should be respectfully maintained. They should be lovingly maintained so that they can serve the Lord more and more, and whatever is offered through those trees to the Lord, that can be satisfying the human beings. But if somebody tries to, so this is a wealth more than, it's a wealth of the Lord actually. So Lord's wealth, Lord's property are these fruit-bearing trees. They should not be cut. And if it is cut, then it is sinful as per Shastric injunction, says Srila Prabhupada. So, so we are seeing that when we are cutting down the forests, how our heat levels are increasing, how the seasons are changing. That is, during summer, it may be extremely hot, and sometimes in summer it may be raining, and sometimes in rainy season, it may be hot summer. All these things are happening due to global warming, and so we are the cause. We are doing such sinful activity of cutting down the trees, and thereby we are inviting our own troubles from the nature. So Prabhupada is saying that it's important that we follow the Shastric injunctions. And why did they do that? It is that they know that Shastras are given by the Lord Vishnu, and they want to kill Lord Vishnu. So they want to break every single rule of Shastras. Therefore, they were doing everything opposite, including cutting down of the trees. So now we move to the next verse. Canto 7, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 16. Evam viprakrite loke दैतीन्द्रानुचरैर्मुहुः दिवं देव परित्यज्य कुविचेरुर् अलक्षिताः. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 16, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thus disturbed again and again by the unnatural occurrences caused by the followers of Hiranyakashipu, all the people had to cease the activities of Vedic culture. Not receiving the results of yajna, the demigods also became disturbed. They left their residential quarters in the heavenly planets and, unobserved by the demons, began wandering on the planet Earth to see the disasters. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the performance of yajna brings reciprocal good fortune to both the human beings and the demigods. When the performances of yajna were stopped by the disturbances of the demons, the demigods were naturally bereft of the results of yajna and hampered in executing their respective duties. Therefore, they came down to the planet Earth to see how people had become disturbed and to consider what to do. You see, their goal was to destroy Vishnu. And so Hiranyakashipu thought by destroying everything related to Vishnu's pleasure, then Vishnu will die. But actually, Vishnu is not a thing that is, that can be controlled by we giving him food or we choosing to not give him food. Vishnu is the one who gives us food. He is not dependent on our food. And that when we do not know, we foolishly think of killing God. But it is applicable to some extent to the Devatas, because Devatas are also like us, but who are more pious and who have impressed the Lord, and they have got the post. Those devotees who had the desire to enjoy and also who were good at worshipping the Lord, they were given the duty to be a boss over certain departments, so that they will experience the controllership and related pleasure of being a controller, and they will also be devoted to the Lord. With that intention, those who did some devotional service, they got the post of demigods. But these demigods also feel satisfied when we do yajna and feed them, or If we simply surrender to Lord Krishna and we serve the Lord, uninterruptedly, unmotivatedly, unconditionally, then when the Lord is pleased, all devatas will be automatically pleased. But there are so many people who actually do yajnas simply to please demigods, and this particular class of people who do yajna to please the demigods so that demigods may please them by fulfilling their material desires. Such materialistic and ritualistic people who had faith in the demigods, they became fearful and they stopped performing any yajnas out of fear of Hiranyakashipu and his team. So when they stopped the yajna, the demigods were a little disturbed, and so they came to see why yajnas have been stopped. What is that is making them stop? But they did so in a way that Hiranyakashipu and his team was unaware of their arrival on the planet Earth. Then we move to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 17. Hiranyakashipur Bratu Sampareshtasya Dukkitaha Kritva Katodakadini Putran Asan Vadyat. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 17, translation by Srila Prabhupada. After performing the ritualistic observances for the death of his brother Hiranyakashipu, being extremely unhappy, tried to pacify his nephews. There is no purport for this. So you see, before doing the final, ritualistic observances for the death of Hiranyaksha, this Hiranyakashipu first went on destroying the things related to Lord Vishnu. So he prioritized his anger over his duty to his brother. So once he did the destruction, then with a calm head, he went to do the ritualistic observances for the death of his brother Hiranyakashipu. And then he tries to pacify his nephews. And about how he pacified, we will see the next few verses. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 18 and 19. Shakunim Shambaram Drishtim Bhuta Santapanam Mrikam Kalanabham Mahanabham Harishmashrum Athotkacham Tanmataram Rushabhanum Ditim Cha Chananim Gira Slakshnaya Deshakalajna Idamaha Janeshwara. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 18 and 19, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. O King Hiranyakashipu, O King, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry, but since he was a great politician, he knew how to act according to the time and situation. With sweet words, he began pacifying his nephews, whose names were Shakuni, Shambara, Drishti, Bhuta Santapana, Vrika, Kalanabha, Mahanabha, Harishmashru, and Utkacha. He also consoled their mother, his sister-in-law, Raushabhanu, as well as his own mother, Diti. He spoke to them all as follows. Hiranyakashipu, now there's no purport for this. Hiranyakashipu was a well-read scholar. He knew Shastras very well. So, after the death, he is not God. So, he could not bring the dead brother back to life. And so now he has no option but to console his relatives who are very sad. So he tried to console using the Shastras. Let's see how in the next verses. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 2, text 20. Shri Hiranyakashipur Uvacha Ambamba He Vadu Putra Viram Marhata Shochitum Ripor Abhimuke Slagya Shuranam Vada Ipsitaha. Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 20, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hiranyakashipu said, My dear mother, sister-in-law, and nephews, you should not lament for the death of the great hero. For a hero's death in front of his enemy is glorious and desirable. No purport. So you see, first he is telling how his brother was a hero, and hero's death should be celebrated like that. Now he's saying that, and then he's going to speak philosophy. You see, in the next verses. Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 21. Bhutanam iha samvasha prapayam iva subrate daive naikatra nitanam unnitanam swakarmabhihi. To Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 21, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. My dear mother, in a restaurant or place for drinking cold water, many travelers are brought together, and after drinking water, they continue to their respective destinations. Similarly, living entities join together in a family, and later, as a result of their own actions, they are led apart to their destinations. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 21, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Prakritehe kriyamānāni gunai karmāni sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Means, the bewildered soul under the influence of three modes of material nature thinks himself the doer of activities which are in actuality carried out by nature, says Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 27. All living entities act exactly according to the directions of Prakriti or material nature. Because in the material world, we are fully under the higher control. All the living entities in this material world have come here only because they wanted to be equal to Krishna in enjoyment and have thus been sent here to be conditioned by material nature in different degrees. In the material world, a so-called family is a combination of several persons in one home to fulfill the terms of their imprisonment. As criminal prisoners scatter as soon as their terms are over and they are released, all of us who have temporarily assembled as family members will continue to our respective destinations. Another example given is that family members are like straws carried together by the waves of a river. Sometimes such straws mix together in whirlpools and later dispersed again by the same waves, they float alone in the water. Although Hiranyakashipu was a demon, he had Vedic knowledge and understanding. Thus, the advice given to his family members, like his sister-in-law, mother, and nephews, was quite sound. The demons are considered highly elevated in knowledge, but because they do not use their good intelligence for the service of the Lord, they are called demons. The demigods, however, act very intelligently to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 13 as follows. Atha pumbir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha swanushtitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Means, O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that highest perfection one can achieve by discharging his prescribed duties, dharma, according to caste divisions and orders of life, is to please Lord Hari. To become a demigod or to become godly, whatever one's occupation, one must satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you see everywhere, Prabhupada is in these few verses that we read today itself, we read that particular line, Sam Siddhir Haritoshanam, and in this verse, the whole verse is written. And Prabhupada stresses that whatever duties we are doing, whatever we are wanting to do, everything should be done to please Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. So here, what happened was that Hiranyakashipu, very well learned, a Vedic scholar. So he now, when he is helpless, when he is not able to bring his brother back to life, see, one who cannot bring someone back to life is thinking of killing someone who is even capable of bringing some dead person back to life. So of killing someone who is the one who's giving life to every body, actually, by sending the soul there. It's so ridiculous that when we can't give life, we are thinking of taking life of the life giver. When we can't give life or we can't save life of someone, we are thinking of killing that person who can even save life of a person. We're thinking of killing a person who can even give life to the dead person. But you see, this Hiranyakashipu had that knowledge. So Prabhupada says it's not a demigods. I mean, demons were bereft of knowledge. Actually, they had all the knowledge. But why they were called demons was that they didn't use the knowledge in the right way. Rather, they used the knowledge to destroy the Lord. They know that He is Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, if I destroy Him, then I can become Supreme. And I can enjoy. If there's no Supreme Personality of God, and if I become the Supreme Personality of God, and if I can enjoy, and that's exactly what I want to do, then I want to live forever. I want to keep harassing everybody, abusing everybody, and at everybody's cost, I want to enjoy. This kind of mentality is there in the materialistic people, and then we hear people saying how mean, how selfish, and things like that, because everybody is thinking of enjoying and everybody is thinking of controlling the others. In the material world, even in a job place, it's very clearly seen. We don't mind removing somebody from job just to save our own job. We don't mind, harming others to fill our pockets. So what is this actually? This is all, is that we are doing it with ignorance? No, knowingly, we want to, we want to steal what others may get. We want to snatch it for ourselves. And it's exactly what Hiranyakashipu was. He wanted to snatch Lord Hari's position, and he wanted to occupy that position. That's all, So that is why if somebody is only thinking of fulfilling the desires of his own, for his own sense gratification, then they are called as demons. Not that demons means they have two horns here and they look black and their teeth is protruding out. Not like that. Demon title is given to those whose hearts are full of envy and whose hearts are fully selfish and who wants to be the controller and who wants to be the enjoyer. Such people are as good as the demons of the past. That is the same mentality of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu was aware what is right and what is wrong. So now when he is helpless, when he can't bring his brother back to life, he is speaking philosophy to pacify his relatives by saying, see, don't worry. I mean, wow, what can be done? We are saying his brother, sister, simply, we are like travelers. Like travelers come, we go to a tour and wherever there is a space where they sell water bottles, we'll take the water and then we'll go away. We came together to one place, took our water, we went away. Just like that, now in this life, we have come together as brothers and it's already over. Now he has gone and I will also go. Now, in that sense, he's not saying I will go, but he's only talking about his brother's current situation. And he's saying, now he has gone. So we are like the straws that come together. We are like the people that come together to drink water and just depart. So don't worry, it's not a matter to worry. Like that, he's consoling with a very sound Vedic instructions is Prabhupada. So we also learn from this that when somebody is experiencing the pain of near and dear one, then we can try to pacify if they are in a position to hear this kind of things after a few days. After death, even if they are sad and unable to come out of it, slowly, maybe after 15 days or after 1 month, if they are talking to us, we can use this kind of topics, we can speak something from Srimad Bhagvatam and or from Bhagavad Gita, and we can try to pacify and we can pray. I see that whenever we pray very intensely means by throwing away everything that distracts us from Krishna, from our day-to-day schedule. When we throw away whatever is distracting us from Krishna, and when we focus only on doing the most needed activities for the day, and when we keep aside time to read Bhagavatam, when we use the chanting time to do exclusively with focus, it is nothing but tapasya of this Kali Yuga. It's very intense. And I have seen when we try like that, we get immediate results. We see small miracles on a daily basis. So if you really have the desire to be a controller, then also it is better to please Krishna, and Krishna will fulfill our desire by making us a demigod if our desire is too big. But if our desire is small, then Krishna will fulfill our desires, and he'll fulfill it in a way that in future we will not go after that desire. And so he'll help us to be a better devotee. So I have experienced that when I spend some time exclusively focusing on the Lord, the results were on a daily basis. It was very intense, and it was very instant. When we do intense, focus on holy names and on our Srimad Bhagavatam reading, and when we do all our duties with the real intense focus on pleasing the Lord, then those are the days I have seen very quick results in small matters. So, my dear friends, now we are getting old, so it's better we become very serious in practicing Krishna consciousness. And how to do that? Actually, I and my daughter, we gave a small 15-minute session recently on we too can do tapasya, like how Dhruva Maharaj did his tapasya and he got whatever was impossible. Same way, if we also do tapasya, we too should get what's impossible, right? If you're feeling very choked with some life situations and you're not able to use any philosophy to come out of the pain, in that case, if you're really thinking that you want something, then you can try to do the tapasya style of Krishna consciousness, wherein you will not entertain anything which is wasting your time. Like if you really want to do some cooking, you may want to see a recipe. When you see a recipe, then one more recipe will come in front of you. One more will come. So ignore all that. Use minimum time for doing such small researches. And then with your heart, do the cooking for the pleasure of the Lord. And don't entertain anybody's, any waste talks in your mind. Sometimes we keep remembering again and again some nice, sweet talks with our neighbors or with our family members or something like that. And that is nothing but our sense gratification. So mentally, what sense gratification we do, put it aside, simply focus on pleasing the Lord. And while chanting, don't entertain any thoughts, simply focus on hearing. So then what happens is, and any service you're doing to the deities of the house, do it with full determination only to please the Lord. And this becomes like an intense tapasya. This is actually Krishna consciousness. In other words, it is what Krishna consciousness Prabhupada is talking about, the simply be Krishna conscious, But how to be, this is how I have learned in my experience, to my limited knowledge. This is my understanding of how I could try to practice some tapasya. You can also try, and this tapasya has given me results. It has given my daughter results. It's given some of my friends the results. You can also try it, and you will see the results. You will be able to become very strong and accept everything that comes your way as Krishna's mercy. So let's move to the next verse. And what is the time now? I think the time is also running. So yeah, 5:27. I would not like to go more. I will just do this one small verse, 22nd verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 22. Nitya Atma Vyaya Shuddha Sarvaga Sarva Vidparaha Tatte Sav Atmano Lingam Mayaya Visrajan Gunan. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 22, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The spirit soul, the living entity, has no death, for he is eternal and inexhaustible. Being free from material contamination, he can go anywhere in the material or spiritual worlds. He is fully aware and completely different from the material body, but because of being misled by misuse of his slight independence, he is obliged to accept subtle and gross bodies created by the material energy and thus be subjected to the so-called material happiness and distress. Therefore, no one should lament for the passing of the spirit soul from the body. Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 22, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hiranyakashipu very intelligently described the position of the soul. The soul is never the body, but it's always completely different from the body. Being eternal and inexhaustible, the soul has no death. But when the same pure soul desires to enjoy the material world independently, he is placed under the conditions of material nature and must therefore accept a certain type of body and suffer the pains and pleasures thereof. This is also described by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 13 verse 22. Karanam gunasangosya sadasadyoni janmasu, meaning the living entity is born in different families or species of life because of being infected by the modes of material nature. When conditioned by material nature, the living entity must accept a certain type of body which is offered by nature under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati Ramayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya, means the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter verse 61 says that the body is just like a machine, and according to the living entity's karma, he is offered a particular type of machine to move here and there under the control of material nature. This continues until he is surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Until he surrenders, the conditioned soul is carried from life to life by the arrangement of material nature. You see here very detailed description about how a jiva can suffer until he surrenders to Krishna is given. So here actually you see Hiranyakashipu how nicely he is explaining about spirit soul. He is thinking of becoming God, but when it comes to his brother, now his brother has come down to the level of spirit soul. He is at the level of God according to his perception, but his brother has come down. He is no more God or contestant to become God. His brother is just a simple spirit soul, and very nice philosophy is explained by our Hiranyakashipu. What did he say? He said that, see, this Hiranyaksha is after all a soul, and soul does not die. He is saying soul does not die because he is eternal. So if he is free from metal contamination, he can go anywhere to material or spiritual world. He's saying, you see, if he is a devotee, if he is free from metal contamination, he can travel even to spiritual world, like that he's saying. And he's saying that he is fully aware and completely different from the metal body, but because the soul is actually fully aware that I am not the body, but because of the contamination, how? Because he misused the independence. What is the independence he's talking about? That Krishna has given us independence so that we can independently use the body and the other paraphernalia in service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when we don't use it in service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and when we use it in our own service, then that is misuse of independence. And because of that misused independence, we end up taking birth again and again, and we end up taking our subtle body and gross body, and we end up suffering so-called happiness and distress. Like that he's speaking, you see. Amazing philosophy is speaking, but when it comes to living, he's not doing that. So you see, if as devotees who represent ISKCON, if we also speak nice philosophy, and when it comes to application, if we don't do it, then what is the difference between demon Hiranyakashipu and ourselves? So it's very important to read Bhagavatam, and it's also equally important to spread the message of Bhagavatam, but it's also very important to try to live the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, even Hiranyakashipu was a big, nice, first-class preacher. He preached very logically. He preached very perfectly. He spoke the truth. But what is the use that he thought with all this philosophy? Brother was just a spirit soul, but I will become God and destroy everybody, which was very ridiculous. And therefore, no one should lament for the passing of spirit soul from the body. See, don't lament. He's saying, don't lament for the dead brother. Simply, understand this philosophy. Like that, he's saying. So Prabhupada is also appreciating Hiranyakashipu by saying, Hiranyakashipu has very intelligently described the position of the soul. And Prabhupada is saying that, you see, how we should never see the soul as body, because soul is totally different, because it is eternal. Soul does not have death, and but only when the soul desires to enjoy the material pleasures, that is when he becomes conditioned, and in his conditioned state, he suffers pains and pleasures. Means only when we think of enjoyment, as souls, when we think that I should do this and that will be nice, I will be happy, I will do that and that will be nice, and that will also make me happy and make my family happy. When we start thinking on those lines, that's when we will be conditioned, and that's when we will have to suffer the misery of happiness and misery of distress. So Prabhupada says that we should be well aware that that we have to surrender to Krishna. Prabhupada says, if you don't surrender to Krishna, then we will be conditioned by material nature, and we will be forced to accept a certain type of body offered by the nature, and will be forced to suffer with the body. So therefore, Prabhupada quotes verses from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to prove to us to come to the point of surrender. Only when he surrenders, the conditioned soul is going to become actually happy. Otherwise the conditioned soul is going to suffer with his body, and people who are related to his body, we are going to feel conditioned, and we are going to be always suffering. So therefore, we have to surrender to Krishna, and in case if we are suffering with intense desires, unfulfilled desires, then it's better that we go into the mood of tapasya, and we intensely start doing all our sadhana with full focus. If we really want to do tapasya, first thing is the quality of our chanting of holy name. Let us do it with intense focus on the, if possible, on the pronunciation itself. Let's focus on pronouncing properly and hearing it properly. With that, we will be really focusing on the holy names, and whatever else services we are doing, let's do it only to please the Lord with full focus, and that becomes a nice tapasya, and that itself is Krishna consciousness. And when we practice that, even for one day, you will see the results. So please, let's try to intensify our sadhana, and let us follow the instructions of Shastras. Otherwise, we also will become Hiranyakashipus who only speak big things, but we do the reverse of Shastras, and that's what we should not do. That's all for the day. And now we are open to your comments and question and answers. And after that, we will leave today also. I would wish to end the session in another 15 minutes. So you can speak now. Thank you so much. So we completed the 22nd verse today. Second chapter, Canto 7, chapter 2, text 22 is completed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Chandra Pranam. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. It was a nice class, and your session is so much valued, purifying, and the section is so nice. It's so interesting to see that Hiranyakashipu is speaking so nice philosophy about the position of the jiva and their constitutional position. Only the thing missing here is the Bhagavan. He has rightly identified that spirit soul is spirit soul. I mean, we are actually spirit soul. We are getting different bodies, different to our karma, but he has missed that the spirit soul, we are spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. That thing he has missed. So that is the position of the Mayavadis also. That is why Krishna says. I mean, I was thinking, like, I was surprised. I didn't know about this one, and until you brought us to this one, that this such a demon was giving such philosophy. So actually, he kind of he's aware of his position. Only that is similar to the Mayavadis. Mayavadis also think that their spirits, they know, but they still think that the Krishna is a product of Maya. That is the same thing that Krishna decries in the Bhagavad Gita, saying Abhaktam Bhakti Apan Manate Abuddhaya. So this is Abuddhaya, so buddhihin, without any buddhi. So Hiranyakashipu is speaking like a perfect Mayavadi, that we are spirit soul, and we are getting different bodies, different depending upon our karma. So he is limiting it at the karma level, material level, but the daiva karmana daiva netrano, that karmana is there, but the daiva netrano has been missing. So that is the problem with the Mayavadis, and same way with Hiranyakashipu also. So nice reflection on the demonic propensities, and nice to nice to find out that now we, as you reflect and find, and then Abhaktim Bhakti Apana, Krishna says Abhaktim Bhakti Apana Manatma Abuddhaya. They're real. I mean, Mayavadis are really Abuddhaya. Krishna is right. I mean, perfectly. Now we are finding it's in a demonic propensity also. The same thing is reflecting in as the Mayavadis. I mean. And Krishna says that, yes. So missing that verse. So yes. We see such preachers, such spiritualists everywhere. In a way, Hiranyakashipu was also a spiritualist, but he was missing surrender to God. So that is a problem. That's why Lord Brahma says that Aruha, Kricha Aruha, that is after doing so much austerities, these Mayavadis, they or the not so much Brahmavadi, rather Mayavadis, they ascend to that, almost to the level of they go to the Brahmajyoti, but because they don't have a taste for the lotus feet of the Lord, they fall down. So that is the problem. Yes. So yes, this even in a demon, it's very, very nice to reflect, and nice section to reflect upon where you are living, how the demoniac people and the Mayavadis. That's why Prabhupada, and why only Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu also was very, very categorical and very, very critical of Mayavadis. Mayavadi Bhasya Sunileha Sarvanas. So that is very, very important for us to bear in mind nowadays. The attack on the defense, defending the devotees from the Mayavadi attacks lightly diluted because of the rather, so to say, chastisement of Amog Lila Prabhu. But I think it should have been brought up in a right way, rather than one-pointed chastisement. The senior devotees, the leaders, should have then Prabhupada would have been happier. So that is we are currently being taken through that reflection, which is nice. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Partha Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. Actually, yes, of course, he has missed the Daiva part. It's because he thinks he only is Daiva, no? He wants to take that position and he can't say, you're all my part and parcel. I understand it like that. He will not talk about the part and parcel of Bhagavan because just now he's very angry with Bhagavan. But at the same time, when he's not able to get this brother back to life, then he has to speak philosophy. This is what I understand. But very nice you brought that point, Prabhu. I never observed that. Yes, that's a very important point that he has missed the Bhagavan aspect, and I didn't know that this kind of mentality is exactly matching with Mayavadis. This is a very nice thing to know. And yes, about Amoglila Prabhu, I also heard that uh, maybe if he had presented a little differently, then nobody would question him. It's very difficult, in this world when people oppose, then for the consoling the people in general, then we sometimes have to do some things. Maybe I see it like that. It's just to pacify the masses. And it was a blessing for Amoglila Prabhu, actually.
Yeah, in a way,
He was allowed to go to Vrindavan and stay there nicely. Like that.
Prabhupada would have dealt it straightforward on their face. Had Prabhupada been in that situation, he would have straight away dealt with matter of fact.
Yes, Prabhupada, if he's there, it's a different thing. Now, when we are not at that level, then Prabhupada said, I'm an old man. I can speak anything and everything, but you are you all are young. An old man and a small child is all right. But you people, you should be gentlemen and gentlewomen. So maybe Prabhupada would have also taken it in that way. We do not know. Anyway, it's we see it like in any devotee's life. Whatever happens is sanctioned by the Lord for the upliftment of the devotees. So anything in devotee's life, I see it as a turning point, maybe to become a bigger and better instrument of Prabhupada to help in starting the golden age become more and more powerful. This is how I see it. I do not know. This is what my small experience and understanding in spiritual life says.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your wonderful explanations. Hare Krishna. Anybody else have any comments or questions? You're welcome. Otherwise, we will stop because you see the time is already 5:45. Yes, we can go on for another 10 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for this, such a wonderful class. After a long time, we heard you, and being so much busy, like you was traveling yesterday and today, but still you gave time for us. So thank you so much, Mataji, for your dedication and explaining so nicely all these verses. Hare Krishna. I don't have a question, but I can wait for the devotees.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It's my duty also to take classes when I'm keeping on postponing. And when you give me the next date, it becomes my duty because of you people. Probably now I'm learning Bhagavatam and giving exams, and I am saying to you only that I don't have time. This has become, but yes, because I didn't take up any classes, I could write my exams to my level best, and I'm quite satisfied. So I'm very grateful to you all for making me free to learn for my exams. And I'm very grateful to you all because previous exam, because I didn't say no to anything, everything I gave time. Finally, I didn't write exam, the previous exam, and now I'm yet to finish off that exam. That is why I decided hereafter for every exam, 15 days before, I will stop all programs and focus only on my exams. And that is how this time it went very well for me. And now I have to save time and do the previous exam and plus upcoming exam in another 2-3 months time. Thank you so much, dear Mataji, for always being so accommodative with my requests for the change of date. And you take the pain in spite of your busy schedule, and you are organizing speakers even at the 11th hour when I inform you. I'm very grateful to you. And therefore, when you give me a date which is convenient to me, there's nothing great. It is great that you are willing to change the dates and you're willing to help us out. Thank you so much, dear Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anybody has anything, any comment or question? You're welcome. Otherwise, we'll end the call.
Recollected the other verse. Avajananti ma mudha. Avajananti ma mudha manasim tanuvasyatam. So same as Abhaktam Bhaktimapanna, similar. Just
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. People don't understand Krishna and they think he's just another great personality in human form. Manushim tanumashritam. I think that's the verse. So you are right. You are right. And Hiranyakashipu was also thinking that so I can kill him. Krishna can be killed and I can become God. He knew half the philosophy and other half he was not willing to accept.
exactly.
So you are right, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You want to say something, Partha Prabhu?
Same thing he was saying that this Narayana is product of the sacrifice. When the sacrifice of Narayana will die. This is
That's very ridiculous. Yeah. So it's a comedies in Srimad Bhagvatam comedies, which only devotees who have learned can understand.
Yeah.
Does anybody has anything else to say?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madhavat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your wonderful class. So nice to see you. And, I was thinking from the verses, I was reflecting that, you mentioned various things. And of course, you mentioned about chanting also. And sometimes when we reflect upon our spiritual life, we tend to see that, although we have been chanting and following the bhakti process, still we repeatedly commit some mistake or the other. And then, we try to come back on track, So sometimes maybe that behavior is not there towards the devotees because we know that, they're special people and Krishna is very fond of devotees. But then we develop the attitude of Hiranyakashipu towards the other people who are not devotees. And then, we feel as if, why we are doing like that. This is not good because we're representing Srila Prabhupada's movement. And then again, we want to rectify ourselves because what happens is instead of giving association to people who are not devotees, Hare Krishna devotees, or, we tend to take their association temporarily, and that affects us mind, and we tend to not act the way, a Vaishnava would act. So just a little complicated sentences. But I'm just trying to see how, like you said, we have to live the scriptures. So in that sense, how we can kind of have that same, feeling towards the people who are not following. Doesn't matter they're breaking regulative principles or whatever they're doing, how we can see with the same vision and keep our bhakti safe and strong. So that's if something you can reflect on that, which I would like to contemplate in my life right now.
Very nice, very sweet, very honest concern, Mataji. I really like your question and thank you for this. I have also undergone that phase, and I think every devotee undergoes that phase of initial days where we tend to hate people who are non-followers, and we tend to love first. Like it is told, Madhyama Adhikari, he keeps away from the envious, and he stays, he stays very friendly with the equals and respects the seniors. And you're saying with devotees you have no problem, or generally you means anybody, they have no problem, they are respectful. But those who are non-devotees, we may try to hate them, and we may try to take their association, and we may condemn them and hurt them and become offensive. And that's why we may feel low in our heart. We may feel so heavy in our heart. Yes, this is a phase. But that time, the counselor's role actually helps when we have to complain about our misbehavior with those who are less fortunate. We should come. I used to complain to my mentor every time I commit such offenses to those non-practitioners. I would complain about me to my mentor, and my mentor would give a shout, saying that what is the difference between you and a devotee? Materialists. I mean, what's the difference between you and a materialist? Because materialists, they're nice to nice people, and they're bad to bad. So just because somebody is bad, you also behave badly. Then what's the difference between you and any other materialist? You have to behave like a devotee. Like that, they would chastise me, and I would feel yes, and I would feel guilty, and I would decide not to do. But again, after 2-3 months, again I would do some nonsense like that. So that went on for several years. So I found that one thing was very beneficial to complain about me to my superiors who are more mature and who are more loving. And now comes the next question: how we can come to that level of a superior who is more mature and more loving? Yes, one thing that what I was doing was I was told to be a honeybee and not a housefly. A honeybee is one who sees only good in everyone else and values them for the good and does not value them for their bad. Even if the person has 99 bad and 1 good, we are told to value that 1 good and value and respect the person, appreciate the person from our heart for that 1 good. So that his 1 good, he may do it with more emphatic feelings, with more convictions, and his 1 good may become his strong point, and thereby his other 99 weak areas may not have time. He may not have time for it. When a person likes to do that 1 good activity nicely, and all his focus goes to that 1 good, so his 1 good will magnify and take all his time and energy, that he'll not have time to do other negatives. So this way, when we help people who are non-Krishna conscious to improve, if we can focus on just seeing the good and helping them to improve, then we'll start feeling them also like our own children. And when it is our children, how much ever misbehavior they may do, we still value their good, and we try to help them to come out of their bad tendencies. So if we also have the same feeling for others, knowing that they are also actually undergoing the Kaumara stage in their spiritual life. Kaumara stage means up to 5 years, I think, that small age, you should think that they're spiritually infants. And if you see them as spiritual infants and develop parental feelings towards them and see the good in them and try to help them to maintain their good, to enhance their good by genuine appreciation, and when they do little improvements, you will celebrate it just like how you celebrate your own child's every single success. And when we start celebrating their success and when we appreciate them with that joyful heart, they feel so motivated. They feel you are my real parent. Though you may be just 1 or 2 years even younger than them, they will feel so somehow I see you, feel you like my mother. There are so many who said that to me. And, when they say that we feel you like my mother, and when we feel them like our child, if that person was our child, then how we would help them. When we have that kind of a bond, then there's no question of becoming angry with them. There's no question of offending them. There's no question of they feeling hurt. Rather, they will be so motivated around us, and we feel more inspired by seeing them grow. And slowly, we will be helping them to become Krishna conscious if we go in the same direction. But we may have to wait for a decade or more with such people sometimes if they're hard nuts to crack. But if they are very soft and very open-hearted and very much accepting the things, then such people may very quickly accept Krishna consciousness, and you may end up adoring them from your heart for their sincerity. There were so many people through Facebook. They would write to me emails, and what I do is, if I find them very genuine, after a few email exchanges, I give them my phone number if they are Matajis, and I over the phone I speak to them and I help them out. And then I have seen such people who were really like my time absorbers. They would take so much of my time, but they became such nice devotees, such nice, strong devotees who don't take my time, but rather they are helping now their kind of people who come to them, which is a great success. And we only feel grateful to Lord, grateful to Guru Maharaj for sending such people. And I always see one more point. One is to see the good in them. Second thing is, I always see that if I have struggled and if I have endeavored and if Krishna has helped me to stay calm to this extent by this many years of practice, if Krishna has given me this much peace of mind and this much indifference to any negative things that's happening in my life or indifference to the positive things that is happening in my life, my only one focus is now how I can improve my service to my Guru Maharaj, how I can do my studies nicely and please Guru Maharaj. So this is my focus, major focus, how I can assist my family members to improve further. This is my current focus and I don't have anything else in my focus. Now, if I have to come to this kind, it means other things are not disturbing me. My only focus and energy goes in this direction. So if I have come to this much, at least this much level, not to pure devotee level, but at least this much, at least focused on some duty consciousness towards spiritual master, then I see it as I want to say some important point in relation to this, and Krishna has blessed me with forgetfulness. What I want to say is, one is to see the good in the others, and another one is to be grateful and acknowledge. And I wanted to say something very important that will also help you. Um, when you don't see the fault in them, they grow. And when I forgot now. What you wanted was, you want to say that how we can come to a stage where we don't get angry with them. Yes, one is by seeing the good and helping them to become better, and another point is third point I would say is to just depend on the Lord. Second point I forgot. It was a nice point which I have been practicing, but somehow I forgot that point. Third point is to depend on the Lord and pray and pray and pray to help them. And then what will happen is, I think maybe second point, somewhere I can go to that direction. Second point is that when you know that we are quite peaceful and do your sadhana intensely by depending on the Lord and by prayerful and being grateful, that you become indifferent to all other things. When you're indifferent to all other things, even you will be indifferent to other people's faults also. Now, when we are not fully focused only on serving the spiritual master, that is when we see, means when we are not fully focused on serving our spiritual master, some focus is also slipping away from our hands. Instead of focusing on Guru Maharaj's desires, we are ending up focusing on our own joys, our own pleasures, which is in disconnection with the Guru and Krishna. So at that time, when the others hurt us, we get very disturbed and we will not be able to tolerate it. So if we increase our desire to serve our spiritual master, and if we pray to have a burning desire to only serve Guru Maharaj, now whatever desire I have, I don't see it as enough. It is just bare minimum. But only bare minimum means the intensity of my desire is very low. I want it to be so much burning, so we can pray for it. So when we have the burning desire to please our spiritual master and nothing else, that time whoever comes, that's the point. Whoever comes in my life, I always saw that this one is also sent by my Lord, or my spiritual master. so that I may do some service, so that this person may be Krishna conscious or may go in the direction of Krishna consciousness, and after 3-4 lifetimes he may become Krishna conscious. So what best I can do to this person to help him or her to be Krishna conscious? It could be my rickshaw driver, it could be a new watchman of the building, it could be a next door neighbor, it could be the cabin mate in my train or in the flight. So it could be anybody who's just an acquaintance who's come here for a short time, who's of course a non-practitioner of Krishna consciousness. To such people, I always think this person, see, if I am so serious that I can stay indifferent to any other nonsense in my life, then I feel then to this extent, when I am Krishna conscious, if somebody has come, maybe my duty is to help them to go to that direction. So whatever best they can receive, because see, we can help them to come to our kind of understanding if they have a very big cup to receive. But it depends on the cup, to what extent they can receive from us, to what extent they have garbage in their cups, that materialistic mentality, to what extent they are conditioned. Based on that, they may be accepting very little. But our focus is not on the garbage that they have. Our focus is how much nicely we can present the Krishna conscious philosophy, how much nicely we can give them something. If not Krishna conscious philosophy, Prabhupada said, if you can't make somebody devotee, make them good humans. So seeing their level, if we can think of giving them something that may help them to be a better human, then that is also wonderful. Because whenever I tried doing that, whenever I tried to do some sweet gesture to even our Muslim tailor or to anybody, somehow my heart would be filled with so much joy that I would be not able to come out of that joy for another hour or more. So what I understood was, probably it has pleased the Lord, our endeavors to serve them in a way that they get positive impression about devotees, even if they are of different religion. If they get positive impression about devotees, then that's a service that I did to what Prabhupada said. If you can't make them devotees, make them a good human. So maybe because of that, I become so happy. And then again, I start focusing on my sadhana, and I don't want to waste time, even 1 hour, but I end up, so far it was like that, I end up relishing that, oh, that person felt so happy. They felt now they will be more better. This kind of foolish thoughts will come and take my time. But what I want to say is not about what took my time, but what I want to say is what I try to do when I interact with a non-Krishna conscious person is try to speak or try to act in a way that the non-Krishna conscious person feels good, at least. Because I have heard that when non-Krishna conscious people start appreciating the qualities of a devotee, that's when they're getting closer to become a devotee. So we may not be able to make them devotees if their cup is small and if it's full with garbage. We can't help them to be, devotees, because we're not at pure Prabhupada level. We are nowhere in front of Prabhupada. At least with whatever level we have attained so far, we can at least help them to be better humans. So if we focus on helping them to be better humans, if our focus is only that, then in my sentence only, I have told you that if our focus is only to make them better humans, then there is no space in our mind to focus on where they are at fault. There is no focus, there is no scope to take their association. When we are only focusing on how to help them to be a better human, if not devotees, then our focus is only on giving, and there is no scope for taking anything from them. So there's no scope of getting angry. But we may end up feeling like a parent of theirs and feeling like a parent of another person, however elderly the person may be with respect to our age. If we are focused on seeing the good and giving the good from our side to them, then we will not have any hatred, but we will have all the affection, and our affection will be perceived by the Paramatma in their hearts, and they feel so good. And seeing them feel so good, we feel so much like as if we've got a reward from the Lord, that you see, I genuinely wanted to make this person happy, and he's so happy. That feeling will make us so happy, and we will not be able to see anymore their negatives, and we will be able to see their good, and we'll be able to do more and more good to them, and they will become more and more better humans, at least with respect to us. And eventually they also will start admiring our qualities, and they will also want to become like us. And then next step will be they will become devotees, if not in this life, next life. So our business is to keep trying to help people. So if our only goal is to help people to at least become good human according to Prabhupada's instruction, then where is the scope to see the bad in them? Because I learned in the fourth canto, wherein Sati actually criticizes her father Daksha. That time she says, "You are the fourth class asadu." Ati asadu or something like that. Ati asadu tama or something like that. So there are 4 classes of sadhus and 4 classes of asadhus, says our Gaurandarshan Prabhu's Subodhini. It gives details because he is writing the details based on the acharyas. And I will try to recollect and tell you what are the 4 classes of sadhu and what are the 4 classes of asadhu, and then I conclude the answer. The sadhu is one who sees the good also in the person, who sees the bad, but he thinks that this bad, I think if we can help him, this bad will also be converted to good. Sadhu standard starts from there. Even if he sees the bad in a person, he thinks that, okay, this bad is there, but I think it will improve and it will become good. So that's a sadhu. And what is sadhu tara? Sadhu tara means a little better version of sadhu. He sees the good and the bad, but he does not value the bad. He only values the good. And sadhu tama is, he sees the whatever good he sees, he magnifies it, and he enlarges it, and he admires it, and he appreciates it, and he does not care for the bad. He does not value the bad. He sees, everybody sees the bad, but they don't value it. Sadhu is one. Base level 1 person is, he sees the bad and he thinks it can be changed to good. And the next level is, I think it's called sadhutara. Next level is wherein he values only the good and he does not bother about the bad. And the next level is that he sees the good and he enlarges, he magnifies, he overemphasizes the good and says, so nice, you see. Such a nice person, you see. One small thing he has, 99% faults and 1% good. So nice, you see. Even though he's not so good, you see him, he's having such a nice quality. That's why I like that person. He's having that quality. It's so nice, which is, he is also having that quality. Now, very nice. Like that, he'll really, in his heart, celebrate the one good that he has as if it's 100% good. And he has no other faults. And the Ati Sadhu Tama, I think it's called, there's a top class sadhu. He actually sees the good where there is 0 good. That fellow has 100% bad, but in 100% bad person, he's seeing good and he's appreciating. And Radhisham Prabhu had given an example in another class. I heard the same thing from Radhisham Prabhu. These all things I had heard. And he said, it's like, you see, a burglar comes to a lady's home, old people's home. A burglar comes and he shows his gun and says, give me all your gold. I can see what you're wearing. Give me all that. And what's inside, give me all that. You have all mobile phones, your wealth, everything. And he's about to shoot, otherwise I'm going to shoot you. And this couple, they will take out everything and they will give. And he will take all that and he will walk out. And this couple are appreciating, how? Such a nice burglar he was, he had gun, loaded gun, and he shot in the air also. And there was a hole in my fan, the way he shot. His gun made a hole on the wing of my fan. But you see, he was such a nice person. He took everything, but he didn't shoot me. After taking everything, he could have shot, saying that you people saw my face, you'll go and complain to the police or something like that. He could have suspected, and for his own safety, he could have killed me. But you see, such a nice person, he didn't kill us. He had a loaded gun, but he didn't kill us. Very good thief he was. Like that, that is called as, see, that fellow didn't actually have any good. But still, he looked for the good and he appreciated. Radhisham Prabhu told like that. So, that is Ati Sadhutama. In the same way, so we all should aspire to go on improving according to this particular scale of Sadhu, Sadhutara, Sadhutama, Ati Sadhutama, whatever. And what is asadu? Asadu is one who sees good and bad, and he sees the good and says, ah, today is good. Tomorrow will he remain good? I doubt. These people's good never trust. They can any day cheat. They can any day be bad. In fact, this good only may be a false drama, to trap us and to make us believe that he is good. This also looks like bad. So in the good also, that fellow is thinking that good will change to bad. He thinks that is asadu, level 1. And what is a higher level of asadu is same like that only, but the opposite. It is when he sees that there are good and there are bad, he actually values only the bad, and he does not value the good. He says, see, so many bad qualities he has. So very difficult, to deal with this fellow is such a headache. So many bad qualities. I just get a headache to deal with him. Means he's not valuing any good. What he has, he's valuing only the bad, and he is becoming morose about that. Then what is asadu tama? That is, he's seeing a small bad and he's magnifying it and making a mountain out of an anthill and speaking about the bad and keeping the bad in his heart in a more bigger way. The person may just have, told a lie for his saving his life or something, but we treat him as a big liar and useless fellow and immoral person who speaks lies, something like that. When with small bad, you make a big mountain of that, and you entertain that negative thoughts about the person in the heart, and you feel bad about it, and you feel sad about that person, and you trying to hate and that person and things like that. That is ati asadu. That is asaduttama. And what is ati asaduttama is that the person does not have any bad. Like Lord Shiva didn't have any bad, but Daksha found fault. He said this is a monkey-eyed person, Markata Lochana, he said. And he said he's Ashiva. He's a very unclean person, very inauspicious person. Look at the bone chain that he's wearing. Look at the ashes that he's wearing. And for such a person, I gave, because of that world's teacher, Brahma's words, I gave my such a fawn-eyed daughter. Like this, he was finding fault when Shiva didn't have any fault. That is called as ati asadutama. Like that, his daughter Sati is criticizing Daksha. So for that particular word, then the whole chart of 8 qualities was taught to us. And I believe that if all of us, and then the teacher Gaurang Darshan Prabhu told us that, so let us all see where we are. Are we at the levels of asadu, or are we at the level of sadhu? So wherever we are, let us go to a better level. Let's improve. Now we know what are the levels of sadhu. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Let's go on improving till we reach the last level of ati sadhu tama. He said like that. So I would also say the same thing to all of you here, that let us focus on seeing the good, valuing the good, and magnifying the good, and fanning the spark like Prabhupada did. And because of Prabhupada's fanning the spark, we got 108 temples, and now it's just going on multiplying. We are having so many devotees all around the world, only because of Prabhupada fanning the spark, and Prabhupada giving them prasad to eat, and also prasad for the ears. And because Prabhupada was so pure that mercy flowed through him, actually. So we should now focus. If we see the world as impure, we should focus on we also following the footsteps of Prabhupada and become pure. Let's do our japa like tapasya. Let us intensify our sadhana. If we think the others are bad, that means if we have to help them. If we have to help them, we have to purify ourselves. Of course, we cannot purify ourselves, but we can endeavor. When we endeavor, Krishna feels defeated, and he will become causelessly merciful, and he will uplift us. So we have to do our endeavor to just impress Krishna, because in Prabhupada's purport in Canto 4, I read that mechanical process of chanting or any other devotional service cannot force Krishna to appear before us, because Krishna appears before a devotee by his causeless mercy. When Krishna wants to appear, he appears. And we cannot force Krishna to appear before us even by doing whatever level of chanting we do. but chanting we are supposed to, because Krishna told it to us through Gauranga Mahaprabhu that we have to chant. So we have to follow the instructions just to please Krishna, so that if we are sincerely endeavoring, Krishna will be forced, he will be pleased. I would not say forced. He'll be so pleased that he will feel forced to be causelessly merciful to us. So we can only try to please Krishna, and when he is very much pleased and he gives us his causeless mercy and uplifts us and purifies us, then in our association, people will automatically improve. So you wanted to know how to help people to improve rather than we taking their association. One way is to see the good in them, and one way is to intensify our sadhana, and one way is to see whoever comes to us, see them as Guru sent person or Krishna sent person, and focus on what I can give to this person, to serve him, to at least be a better human if he is not right now ready to be Krishna conscious person. So these are the three ways in which I have been dealing with people, and I've also undergone that phase for several years. And I think it's only because of the chanting of holy name and association of devotees in which I've heard about the glories of holy name, association of devotees in which I've heard so much of Krishna Katha, and I tried to practice it. I tried to live it for several years. So slowly, then our endeavors, one day Krishna has blessed to come out of one weakness, another day Krishna blessed to come out of another weakness. So by Krishna's mercy alone, we can come to the position of giving association and not taking association, because taking association is our default nature, but giving association is the mercy of the Lord, where we come to that space where we see the good, and we can do some service. These are all spiritual activities. These are all, whatever we have done so far, whatever you people have done so far of maintaining this beautiful online temple, it's all costless mercy of spiritual master. You didn't do it. None of you did it. It is Krishna and Guru blessed you all to do it. So you are doing it. Same way, like how Krishna and Guru have removed your some negatives and put these good qualities in you, like that he'll remove some other negatives and he will uplift you. So nothing to worry. Go on endeavoring. That is a phase to pass through. And the best part is, a mad man is very unfortunate till he discovers that he is mad, and he goes to a doctor and asks for remedy. So if the madman discovers that he is mad and he's going to seek help from a doctor, that means he's 50% not mad. The same way, if you are feeling that, if you are taking association and not giving association, you are ruining your mental peace. That means you are 50%, you are doing very good. That means 100 out of 100 you get for the 50%. Next is that you are already seeking help, so you get 25%, means 75% you are very good. Now 25% is keep praying and keep endeavoring. Intensify your sadhana. Krishna will be merciful. Guru Maharaj is very merciful. Mercy will flow in your life. And without your knowledge, you'll come to the phase wherein you will not be taking any negative association, because you will not see them as bad. You will see them as good, but they have scope for improvement, and your duty is to serve them. And that's a perfect Madhyamadikari standard. That's all. It was a very long answer. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts on this, you can ask. Otherwise, we can end here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And when you mentioned about Sati's father, how he behaved with Lord Shiva, there are so many people we come across who behave like this with, our gurus. Like, they feel that they're ordinary people. So it's very hurting to the heart, and don't know how to tackle them. But, we just have to, sometimes just bear it, they won't read Srila Prabhupada's books and do nothing, but they will say several Bhagavad Gitas are there, and who is Srila Prabhupada? Why is everyone, enviousness is there towards a guru. So, and when we read about Daksha, so, I was seeing so many Dakshas all around us, So Bhagavatam is giving us these characters also. So that gives us the strength in our heart, to cope up, because we know that there are people like this, and Bhagavatam characters are like that. So in the material world also, it's such a wonderful, shastras to help us tolerate more. And thank you so much for explaining so nicely. Hope I can follow it and, stay strong on my path. And at the same time, just, like focus more on the nature than making them Krishna conscious. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Yeah, in this part, actually, even for Daksha, actually, we are not supposed to. Our teacher told, don't find fault with Daksha because he was a progenitor and he was awarded as chief progenitor post actually. So he's one of the Prajapati, the chief Prajapati, and he is great. He is expert at his doing his duty, and he was so much into doing yajnas, which are all his good qualities. So when great people commit a mistake is our teacher told, mistake is a mistake, even if great people perform it. So what we understand is when a great person does a mistake, let's not criticize them, but let's not follow them. Let us avoid those mistakes. Let's see from their example that mistake has caused them harm. I should not do it. So, but we should not speak about his fault. He's so bad. How can he do this? How can he do that? No, don't speak. So if you're not supposed to speak about that Daksha, then what to speak of the Dakshas in our life? How we can even speak about them. So all we can do is, like Daksha was an expert and he was great. We say he was great. He did a mistake to teach us that not to do it. That's all. So same way, okay, these people are also not aware they're committing mistake, and may Krishna help them to come out of their mistake tendency. Pray for them and see what good they have. And like if they say, we have read so many Bhagavad Gitas, what is this Prabhupada? Who is this Prabhupada? Okay, they don't know who is Prabhupada. And the sad part is that I also don't know how to impress Prabhupada on this person who does not know. So let me pray for enhancing my position. Point number 1. And point number 2, okay, oh, you have read so many Bhagavad Gitas. Very nice. Okay, then, if you are really read Bhagavad Gita, the question you have to ask is, have I understood? And if you have really understood Bhagavad Gita, then you should be a very happy person about everything. And you will not be finding fault with anybody, knowing that everybody behaves in certain way based on their karmas. So when you know all that, if you really understood Bhagavad Gita, then you will not be finding fault, especially in those people who have put an endeavor to write about Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? So like that, something, gently, if we can convey to such people and leave it, so you will feel that you have put something into their head. Means if they're speaking about, oh, so many Bhagavad Gitas are there, oh, did you read any one version? Okay, what did you like in Bhagavad Gita? Are you applying? Because if somebody who reads Bhagavad Gita, they will be having answer to all problems in their life, and they'll be able to help others, and they will be able to see the good in every situation. They will be able to see everything as Krishna's mercy, because Krishna says that whatever you do, whatever you offer, whatever austerities you perform, do it as an offering to me. And then it's also told, Yajna Shishta Santo, means whatever you eat, you should be eating the remnants of the Lord. So even the experiences that you take, you should see it as remnants of the Lord, isn't it? Are you able to see life like that? Are you able to feel that it's Krishna given situation, and are you able to be happy? Because Bhagavad Gita, one who are living Bhagavad Gita, they will be very saintly. So, how much are you able to be very happy without seeing anybody's negative? This question maybe one should ask when one thing that I have read and understood Bhagavad Gita. And if we have understood, then we will not have criticism for anybody. Like I don't have criticism for you. I'm very happy that you are reading Bhagavad Gita. Nice to meet you. That's it. And then go. Maybe something, I'm not saying this is how you should talk, but I would just think in that way. If I don't talk, at least I would think like that, and I would leave it, or if needed, I will talk on these lines, So something like that, whatever suits your personality, if you can just speak in a way that they value Prabhupada, then that will be very nice. And Prabhupada will get his value when his followers are seeming to be very valuable in such people's eyes. And if they can't value Prabhupada only, then what they will value us? But if we behave very respectfully with them, then they also, like sometimes in our own relatives, there will be so much offenders, of Prabhupada or others. So we are taught to see only good in them, and we are taught to forget the expectation that they will even see any good in the devotees. So when we don't have that expectation, we will not be hurt also. And if at all you want to speak when you are not expecting any good, in the others, And that time, if they are speaking negative about Prabhupada and things like that, because we're not expecting, we're not hurt. When we're not hurt, that is the time we can speak something positive to them. But if we are feeling hurt, then we just have to keep quiet and we have to enhance our standard and by begging to Guru and Krishna. This is how I have lived, and I hope that may help you also, dear Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, and also thank you once again for like I was carrying a very negative, you can say, vibe for Daksha, because I was thinking that, why will he behave like this and upset them? Lord Shiva is, a Param Vaishnava. So you told me today that you took out some positive points for him also, that he's a Prajapati, you mentioned, and
Yes.
some positive points you told about him. So that means every character in Bhagavatam, we have to see that there's certain thing going on there, but they also have good part of them. It doesn't matter
Yes.
whether it's Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, everyone has some good side, and we have to start looking at that, right?
Yes, exactly. Even in Hiranyakashipu, we can see how much lovingly he's consoling. He's preaching to his family. He's preaching and he's lovingly consoling, and how much he's taking care of his own family. Okay, he's bad to everyone else, but he's good at least to someone. Okay, no problem. And after all, we know that they are wonderful devotees, Jaya Vijaya. They have come down to play the role of a bad person, and we should see they're doing it exceptionally well. They're playing the role exceptionally well. Even at that time, they're still speaking some philosophy also, which is very good. Forget about Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. They were at least devotees, so we can easily see the good. We can easily say, "Arey, they're devotees. They came only Krishna wanted them to play like an enemy, so that they can come fast." So there is no question of seeing the bad in Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, because that's the role they had to play to finish the Leela and go back to the Lord. So they were in a hurry to go back to the Lord. That's why they were made to do all this. But forget about them. Let us take others like Kansa. He was not any Jaya Vijaya. He was just a sinner. Even in him, we can see he was so sweet to his sister that after Sharira came and after her husband said that, I will give you all the children. You don't worry. Then he allowed them to go. He allowed them to stay. And when the first baby was born, he named him Kirtiman, and then he came and gave the baby, to Kamsa. That time he said, "Oh, such a beautiful baby. What is the name of this baby?" Kirtiman. "Oh, you named him Kirtiman. So let him be Kirtiman. Take him and go. He's not going to kill me after all. 8th child is going to kill. I will kill only that child. This one you take back." He gave. But such a nice person. I was so conquered. He was actually, Kamsa was a very nice person. But this Narada Muni made him come to his worst. He brought out the worst. Why? Because Narada Muni was in a hurry for getting Krishna to come to the world. Because Narada Muni was representing all Devatas. Devatas were worried, "Arey, this fellow is behaving so good. He's bad to us." But with Krishna and Krishna's close relatives, he's so sweet and so nice, seeing that Krishna may forgive this Kansa, saying that, "Oh, my mother, he very lovingly dealt with her. My father, how I will kill him. Okay, let me forgive." If Krishna forgives, they were all anxious. So Narada Muni wanted to speed up the process. So he wanted the worst to come out. So Narada Muni said, "Hey, what is the guarantee? 8th means 8th from the first position or 8th from the last position. What is the guarantee? You sent Kirtiman back, and now what if he's the one who's going to kill you?" So, "Oh, yeah, then bring the child. I will not only kill, I'll put them in the jail also." So the worst came out. I feel sorry for Kansa that, see, he was actually nice, but Narada Muni said like that, and all the worst came. Okay, he had worst feelings, so it came out, and it had to come out because he had to die. That was the request of Mother Earth, because she was feeling burdened by bad people like Kansa. So, but even those bad people, they had their sweet, good qualities. What about Jarasandha, the father-in-law of Kamsa? Oh, he's also bad. He tried to kill Krishna. But when after 17th war and the 18th war, when Bhima and Krishna and I think Arjuna, 3 of them went in Brahmana costume, and they went and spoke to Jarasandha. There also, he followed some justice. I forgot the details now. Then he fought with Bhima alone, but he knew it is Krishna who has come, but he didn't go to kill him because he's come like in the garb of a Brahmana, something like that, There also he followed rules and regulations. You see, there was no need for them. He could have just killed, but he fed them nicely, spoke to them nicely, and finally he fought only with Bhima and he died. So, some details are there. I actually forgot. I was so impressed by Jarasandha also. So, when we start seeing the good in everybody, we will only be impressed even by the demons. We will be so happy. Oh, he's so nice, no? we should feel like that. And then we don't feel, because we're not valuing the negatives, we don't value it, and we say, okay, Krishna wanted to kill him because he had his negatives, and Mother Earth wanted some pacification. So they were killed and they got better destination. So good. That's all. We will not have any anger, any hatred to those demons. We will not have any anger, any hatred to our family members if they show demoniac qualities, or we will not have any anger or hatred to the others also, even in political level, even to a terrorist. What I feel about them who are mercilessly killing is poor people, they don't know. If at all they knew that Quran didn't mean that, then why would they kill? They were wrongly brainwashed, like how I said that Kamsa was brainwashed by Narada. So they're wrongly brainwashed by their imams or whoever. And so very innocently, they're thinking that all Hindus are bad and they're killing them mercilessly. So if at all they knew, then they would not have harmed. I see people like that. And therefore, I am very happy. If we all can see the good even in the Asuras, or with anybody in the Bhagavatam or outside, we will actually be happy. And let's do that to please Krishna, because Prabhupada told we should be honeybees. Just to become a honeybee, let's do our best. Even if we are doing it in a wrong way, then it becomes a responsibility of Prabhupada to correct us, because we are simply following the instruction of Prabhupada of seeing the good in the others. Even if I have spoken wrong ideas, then it is Prabhupada's responsibility to help me and help you to understand the right things. Suppose if we have that faith that Prabhupada will guide us if we are wrong, and then Prabhupada also will guide us if we are right. When we do these things, we will get better experiences and we will get more conviction. Means that Prabhupada wanted us that conviction. And I have so far got only green signal to go ahead in this direction. So you all can try, and you will relish spiritual life more than any time in your life. Once you start seeing the good even in those people who don't seem to have good, because everybody, that too in this Kali Yuga, everybody has little Sattva-guna, means little good has to be there. There's no single person who has only Rajoguna and Tamoguna. There's no single person who suffers only with Tamoguna. Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, three gunas equally act on everybody. On some people, Sattva-guna acts in a small way. On some people, Tamoguna acts in a small way. But Sattva-guna, at least small influence is there in every demoniac person. And Tamoguna is there in every pious person. Little influence is there, and it will go only when we become surrendered, pure devotees. And at that time, the Tamoguna is not going to act on us. So therefore, when we ourselves are suffering with little bit of Tamoguna or a lot of Tamoguna, why see and meditate on another person's Tamoguna? Let's just focus on whatever little. We are focusing on our Sattva-guna. See, I am doing all these things. I am good. Let's also focus equally justly on other Sattva-guna, what good they are doing. And let us, in our heart, appreciate it. Even if in our heart, if we're appreciating it, it will show in our face, it will show in our body language, it will show in our speech. So that is going to be a real appreciation for them. And that will be like fanning the spark without our knowledge. And Krishna will help them to be better if we are keeping on praying for them. That's all, dear Mataji. I think we can end here.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I'm so happy I asked this question, and I got such a positive response. And in future, I will not say, oh, so and so person, he's behaving like Ravan. I say that sometimes. Like he's showing like traits of being like a Ravan. Why is he doing like that? So no, we can't do like that, because he was like Jaya Vijay. Firstly, secondly, he is he also has some positive point, be it Kamsa or anyone. So thank you so much for the positive aspect of, because when we see positive in everyone, that's how it's going to work. Not just seeing in selective characters, So, yeah, it'll help me, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes, even Ravana, yeah, he's Jai Vijay only, Ravana Kumbhakarna, but Ravana also didn't ensure that Sita Devi gets beaten up, she gets harmed by the other Rakshasis. No, he didn't do that. He allowed her to live, not one beating, not one pinching, no physical abuse was done to her. So Ravana had that much of mercy. Nowadays, people who are getting captured, they harm their hostages. But these people, this Ravana didn't even harm. So it is very nice. And about nowadays who are harming the hostages, about them we see like they don't know. They think by harming they are getting closer to Allah. So they are having so much love for Allah. That's why they are going to the extent of harming the innocent also. So may Krishna give them some sadbuddhi and may they come out. May they really understand the real meaning of what Quran is expecting them to know. That's all. So like this, Mataji, if we get any one particular case, we should be able to figure out the genuine good in that character, and we should relish their goodness, and we should appreciate them in our heart, and we should feel so good about them. Then we will not have any enemies in the world. We will have only friends. And I am experiencing that, though I am a very small endeavorer in this direction. Anybody who is angry or who is, looking little scary, they become very nice to me because I start seeing them as, oh, Krishna has sent this person, this angry person is sent by Krishna. The minute I think he's sent by Krishna, then I have some affection for that person. And then I see like, is there anything that I can do for this person to calm down his anger? And when I see that I try and that person calm down, I become so ecstatic. I feel like my child has improved and I become so appreciative of the person. And the person feels so good in my company. And there will be a real smile of appreciation, and they see me again and again to not forget my face in case if they by chance meet me, like that many rickshaw drivers or shopkeepers or someone at the billing at a supermarket. If they seem to be, if I have spent some time and if they seem to be scary, then I start seeing some other good in them, and I deal nicely with them, and they will have a special smile, and that will make me like, wow, very nice. So you will also have that experience, and all devotees will have that experience. All you have to do is just follow this particular instruction of Prabhupada for the sake of pleasing Prabhupada, for the sake of pleasing Prabhupada. Keep that in your heart. For the sake of pleasing Prabhupada, let's see the good, and you will have great experiences meeting, especially with so-called evil people. They will be so-called, better than sweet people for you, because they will feel you as the best, because they're treated very badly by the others. They are now seeing us also to treat badly, but when we behave in a very different way, they become so shocked that, that they will be better than our own family members may respect us, but they'll respect us more than that. They'll be more nicer. They'll try to do the best for us. And these are my experiences in my this life, and every devotee will have this experience. Therefore we see in a very nice devotee's life how so and so transformed, like Buddha when he came, how that person Angulimala also transformed just by seeing him. And this is a common experience which every devotee will experience when he follows in footsteps of Prabhupada. Especially, don't see the good, fan the spark. See the good, not don't see the bad. See their good, and don't value the bad and value the good, and fan the spark and pray for them. So these are the tips. When we follow, we will have the same experience which other great devotees have got, and that will start even before we become pure devotees, if we are sincerely practicing it, and our relationships will improve, and there will be no question of divorce in such a wife's life, because she's only seeing the good in her husband also. She's seeing only good in the family members also. And she's valuing the good. She may see the bad, but she'll value the good, and she will try to do her best out of fear that, oh, I ended up noticing some bad, so I should not be bad. I should be doing good. So focus will go on what best I can do, to keep myself conscious, clean, So like this, when we live there's no question of thought of divorce, and everything becomes comfortable. All relationships become very comfortable. We'll be free from threefold miseries which come in our relationships. That's for sure, because it is told to be free from the tapa of Narada Muni tells to Dhruva Maharaj that, if you respect the people who are senior to you, if you are friendly with the people who are equal to you, if you are compassionate to the people who are less than you, then you will be free from all the tapa in this material world. I mean, I understand as tapa in the relationships. Is all the problem in relationship will not be there. So here I am saying that you are seeing only the good, so you'll be naturally respecting them for their good, and about their bad, you'll be compassionate and you'll be praying that how I can help this person. And if they have some equal quality, you will feel a friendly feeling. Is in one person, you can have all three levels. In one quality, he may have better level than you. The quality he may have equal to you, and some qualities he may have less than you. But you will be treating the good quality in equality as a friendship, and whatever you see as very special, you will be respectful. So then, where's the question of tapa? You will be having exceptional relationships. So don't worry. Good you asked this question. And it is Krishna's mercy. I feel always in our Bhagavatam class, most of the points I get to speak only in question answer session. So I give all the credit to all of your wonderful questions. Thank you so much that I could do something to help you, and I'm so happy that you asked this question, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I'm so thankful for the answer. I might hear the recording again because now we are having a thing going on YouTube. So just this part I will hear again and make notes so I can, keep it strong in my mind. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice. I've practiced all these things very meticulously. It is whatever is worked for me, only that I have told you. So it is going to work, and you will go in the right direction. You'll be very ecstatic personality, and people will love your company with just following these things. Hare Krishna. And
Hari
all of you
Bol.
deserve this. All
Dhanvat
of you in
pranam,
this
Mataji.
call deserve this. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Dhanvat
We
pranam,
ended
Mataji.
the call now. We end the call now. Panchakalpatarubhyascha.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, I was having one question, but it's line is too late
Okay,
for you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
yes, Hare Krishna.
Do you have some time? I got one question.
Yes,
Yeah.
please, Madhavi.
With
Ask.
your answer, with your answer, and in the beginning of your class, you was explaining about yajna and everything. So, recently, it is a little personal question. But recently, my immediate uncle passed away, and we did puja at the lotus feet of Narsimha Bhagwan at New Vrindavan. And then I sent picture to my family group, WhatsApp group, and everybody like everybody was thanking about that. But one of my cousin brother, he messaged me personally that all these pujas are vyartha, and because whenever we are living, then only we are here, but when we go, there is nothing. Like, जब तक हम है तब तक जिंदगी है, अगर हम चले गए तो nothing is there. And he believes in God and everything, like Hanuman Jayanti, he put his Hanuman's picture on his DP profile picture of WhatsApp, and then he put on Facebook Santa Tukaram. We are from Maharashtra, so you know Santa Tukaram. So his poem Abhanga he posted. So he is not atheist, but his thing, उसका कहना है कि जब तक हम है तब तक हम है, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं है. And then all this puja and everything people do for money. It's a source of one of income for them. Like that, he was messaging me. And he's not an ordinary. He's a commissioner in Delhi commissioner. So he's very talented also, and he helped everybody so nicely. He's a very nice person. But that was his opinion, just about the soul and everything. So how can I react him?
Okay, first of all, what came to, if he was my cousin, what came to my heart, I'll just tell you as it is. Like how I would have dealt, let Krishna convey it now through. First thing I felt was that he privately texted me. Means he followed the rule. Like even Krishna privately called Indra and chastised him. Chastisement should be done in private, and see how nice he is. That even without knowing that he's a commissioner and he's doing good to people, even without that, first thing came to my heart was such a nice person. You see, he didn't tell it in group and form an enemy group around you. Privately, it's affection. It's a symptom of his nice affection. He's telling, अरे बेवकूफ, इतने अच्छे हो तुम, क्यों ऐसे कर रही हो? I mean, you are so sweet. I mean, how you can do such a thing? So why you are doing this? See, these are all. Please understand. You don't know. After death, nothing will be there. Buddhism is talking that only. No, he's following Buddhism. So what feeling we have for Buddhists is okay. They're at least doing ahimsa. They're not killing nice people. Okay, Krishna will help them to upgrade, like that. That's one way of seeing it, that he is also following some, because it is told karma vimamsa speak like this, and the others speak like this, and my personal speak like this, and some people say nature is the cause. Bull answers cow. Bull answers to Parikshit Maharaj when he said, who is the cause of your suffering? Who has cut your legs? Whoever there, I'm going to kill. He said, see, I cannot say who is the cause, because some people say our karma is the cause. Some people say our swabhava is the cause. Some people say kala is the cause. Some people say like that. He goes on saying some 5 categories, what different causes. So now you tell, using your intelligence, who is the cause? The bull asks the question. Then he says, then you are dharma. You are speaking so accurately, then you are dharma. Like that only. Now he is also following some mixed up philosophy. Actually, he is following the Kapila's, what is that other Kapila? Not that our Devotisan Kapila. There's another Kapila who spoke some philosophy like, as long as you are alive, you keep drink nice pot of ghee, and if you don't have money, beg, borrow, and you steal, and you drink ghee and enjoy your life, because this life is one time. Then you cannot have it. So this kind of people. So he wants to give good experience for people when they are living their life. So for living our life nicely, we want Hanuman blessings. And after death, then there's nothing else remaining. So this kind of mixed philosophy is learned little from here, little from there. He's made up his own philosophy. This is the symptom of ignorance. Like, we think that for becoming a commissioner, we need education, we need schools. But for spiritual life, aspect of the soul, where it goes after death, for that, we don't need anybody's any pravachan. We only know that after death, what can be there? Nothing will be there. It's our own philosophy we are coming up with. We don't need anybody's help. We don't even know that even for spiritual life, we need teachers to teach. We need real, authentic books. For that, we do not know. When we do not know, we talk something, just whatever we know. Then how I would see him as he's such a adorable person who is at least doing good when he's alive. And because of his good, the dharmo rakshiti rakshita, he's doing some good dharma. So that is going to protect him by giving him a better birth next time also. Hopefully in next life, or by our prayers in this life, may he get nice devotee association where he may progress. Like that, first thing is we can pray for him. And second thing is that he's so good that he did not bring this for everybody else notice. He just spoke to me privately. So I have the right to privately answer him in an appropriate manner. And it was his love for me that he was trying to teach me that I am wrong. Out of his love, he did it. So with the same love, he gives me the right to teach him what is right. But it should be done in a way that it is very, very gentle and eye-opening. So this is how I would see it. And I would equally try prayerfully, and like how you are doing, discussing with somebody else, like what should I tell to him so that he also will, he's doing everything just to open my eyes. And I also with the same love want to help him to open his eyes. So I would also see life, I would see him like that. And I would treat it as a big, actually, ocean. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, but I would see as ocean of his love for me, that he tried to correct me because he thought I was wrong and I was small. I was like a child who didn't know what is right and what is wrong. So it is his paternal affection. So seeing his paternal affection, I would be so much melted that I would accept him as my infant, not as my father. Seeing his paternal affection, I would not see him as my father. I would think it's my infant who is showering love on me. Now it's my duty to help my baby to grow up nicely. So how best I can speak to him so that he will understand what is right and what is wrong. So for this, the best answer is our Radhesham Prabhu's books, which he teaches to our IIT boys, because they come up with all such foolish things, So
Yeah.
for them, what Radheshyam Prabhu, how he is strategically dispelling their ignorance by hitting on in a scientific language about the scientific matters, and he's breaking it all down and giving them sense. So this kind of books, if you can buy and refer and put some nice point for whatever he's saying, then probably it will help. Like one example I saw in the spiritual science, you can also go through the website thespiritualscientist.com.
Uh-huh.
It's by Chetan Charan Prabhu. There you
Yeah.
can write, why should we do any puja for the dead, or do they get any benefit? Then what answers he gives, because this person is a good, you told me what is his position, so he gave a very complete picture in the question. So for such intellectual people who have raised to that big top post and doing
Yeah.
such good work, first of all, he is having a very good heart that is helping everybody in general. And second thing is he has so much of love for you. And third thing is he's having the heart of a preacher. So he's preaching his philosophy. So if you also show him, and how a man perceives love is by how much respect you give. So you should respectfully write an appreciation message for his effort to help you to come out of your ignorance. It's so kind of you, my dear so and so, that with so much affection that you are giving me a correction about what's really happening in life, how people are really into looting money, even in the name of, when even if people die also they want money, so they say I will do some puja and everything will be good, and they themselves don't know what will happen to the dead person, and then simply they're trying to bluff with all faith and conviction when they say how much faith they really have in what they do. This is what you are trying to tell me, and I have understood. So when you say I have understood, your point, they'll feel very empathized and very respected. You're not opposing. And then you should say, however, and then the answer what Chetan Charan Prabhu has given, or Radheshyam Prabhu's books, when you read it. So take some time and then go through some of these things and get an appropriate message which will cut down his exactly written sentences. Like, for example, one question was told, why should you waste money on pouring milk on Shivalinga?
Abhishek.
Money you could give to Abhishek. You could give that money to the poor people,
Poor people.
So then a counter question was asked by our Chetan Charan Prabhu by saying, why should we waste money on stadiums for playing cricket in lakhs and crores? So much light will be on, so much electricity. That money could have been given to feed the poor. There will be nobody poor then. All the money which we are using in making big, big cinemas, which are made of false stories, which will sometimes not even have good moral, that money, the money which is going for all sports, stadiums, expenses, that money, why are we not worrying about that, and why are we worrying about the peanuts of money that we spend on doing little abhishek of little milk? When that little milk abhishek is giving us so much peace of mind, while cricket does not give us peace of mind, it just diverts our mind from our worry. And once match is over, we feel morose that it's over. And then again we come back to worry. But pouring some abhishek on Shivalinga or any such activity gives us so much peace of mind for the next few hours, or maybe a day or two. Then if something we are getting, and it is told in the scriptures, so scriptures also these people don't value. So at least we can say at the level of mind. So something like that means that kind of answers also, if you go through some ideas, whatever you get, if you write that as a reply, by thanking him sufficiently that it was so kind of you that you wrote to me. I really value your advice. They're all genuine. I'm telling you genuinely this. I'm not taking it. So because he has done it with such genuine heart, out of so much affection for you and so much of care for you. He's so protective about you. You are not his wife or daughter or sister or mother, but so much protective feeling towards you. Like, don't foolishly lose your time and money. It's nothing is going to happen. With so much love he has written. So with the same love and with more prayers to the Lord, with more power, now you read the answers, find out the answers from Radheshyam Prabhu's books and from this Chetan Charan Prabhu's website, and then shoot your answers with so much of respect and so much of gratitude and so much of empathy. Not to give him correction, but this is my view. This is what I have understood. Don't say it's their answer. Say, this is my understanding. That is why I did it. But you can always choose to do whatever you like. Again, you're not forcing him. You're not preaching him. That's respect for him. But you can do what you like. only with my maturity, I am told by my relatives that I am not good at speaking. I hurt people. I am not sensitive to their feelings. So means they are grading me at the level of 60% or a little lesser maybe. So with whatever lesser marks that I have, this much only I can think. But if you have somebody who are more smarter than me, who are at a level of 90% in speaking skills, you can also take their help. But with whatever imperfect experience that I have in speaking to such people, this much only I can tell you. One is that you have to empathize, don't oppose, just say, yes, you are thinking in the right direction. But what makes me do that, what makes me do that in the past, and what makes me do that in the future is this kind of understanding that I have. In case you also, will agree with me, then maybe you can also do some things like that. It may help your parents and others. You are already such a nice person that you're helping. When you're living, you're helping the living, and you're only telling that after death what is there now. So if you will do that, you'll be helping the dead also. By chance, if it is true, it will help. Otherwise, in your mind, if you have that faith, then you will also feel good. Now, this is what I feel. But it is your choice. Whatever you want, you can do. But I'm so grateful to you that you took out your precious time and you helped me also, like you're helping others, by explaining your genuine viewpoint. And I'm so happy that you are my pride. Your existence in my life is my pride, actually. You're such a nice person, nice hearted, and you explained it very nicely also. However, because I have got this kind of explanation and this kind of conviction, I am following whatever I'm following. That's all. That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, dear Mataji. I like to see you with the spectacles, not very clear. Wow, very nice. I was closing my eyes and answering, and I didn't know that you are in front of me.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for explaining this. And which book of Radhesham Prabhu I can refer? Do you have some?
I will tell you the name. 1 minute. It's there only.
Mhm. Okay, those books. Okay. What
You
are
know
they?
these books?
Perfection, Spiritual Scientist. Okay, course
Yeah,
one.
this is called Essence of Bhagavad Gita series. It is series.
Okay, Essence of Bhagavad Gita series. Okay.
Yes, and it has part 4. Part 1 is Spiritual Scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Part 2 is Positive
Positive
Thinker.
Thinker.
Part 3 is
Self-manager.
Self-management. Yeah. And part 4 is
Productive leader.
proactive leader.
Okay.
So these books, you should go through all the topics. These books are there to train the young boys who are exactly like your relative.
Yes. Yeah, he's my brother.
And and then see, in each book there are different topics like this. And one by one topic, he goes on smashing their ideas. So if you have the knowledge of the whole 4 books, then you will be smart to give smart replies to these people. So there are the topics.
Okay. And we can get this on Amazon, Mataji. Where can we go?
Background of Bhagavad Gita, and how you are special, and the special proactive, special prerogative of the human body, and what is the actual destination of life. So this now very nicely, smartly he has explained that, and so many topics he covers actually. Why am I suffering, and brainstorming, and how miseries are caused by one's own mind and body, and so many other things like material problems and spiritual solutions.
What is the page number, Mataji?
His page number is 28 and 29. So, for example, thievery and crime, causes are selfishness, lack of law and order. And spiritual solution is chivalrous exemplary leader guided by Vaishnavas or Brahmanas. That is spiritual solution. If that is there, then exemplary, if leaders are there who are Vaishnavas, then we will not go into that selfishness zone only. Then there won't be things like that. Then shooting by children in schools. So the cause is TV, murder scenes, and frustration. What is spiritual solution? Value education from childhood as in a Gurukul. The parents are giving proper, like that, like that. See, such a big list of.
Yeah. Such a wonderful book. Yeah.
You can't imagine from the subtitles, but you understand from the contents, like see through the eyes of scriptures. Why see through the eyes of scriptures? How otherwise we will become blind men who are seeing the elephant when we see it from our perspective? I think this is a good answer. Like blind people define elephant by its tail or by its tusk. But when you see it with the eyes, then you know what it is. So like that, sometimes this spirit soul, now because we have not seen the soul, but we cannot deny its existence. We have not seen Hanuman, but we cannot deny. Now his faith point, you take his faith point. We don't see Hanuman, but we can't deny his existence. Why should we do that? When we actually, I also had thoughts like you, but like simply that point you can say like that. I was also having all my doubts, but I got my answers like this. So all these points, pick out and tell him, in one line, and then that will that too you should tell it little only, and then slowly he'll ask. If he asks more question, or in that little you make it very emphatic and impressive and very respectful and very pleasing, so that he will want to talk to you more, and then you will use only these books as your weapon. These books and our Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's website, thespiritualscientist.com. Don't tell him about that site. You only study for his kind of questions, find out the answers, and that will be like this. You will get like this. You just type the keyword in search, and you will get many questions on that topic, and you can choose which question you want, and you can read it, and you can collect some points. And by 10 question answer reading, you get 2 points, and tell only 2. That will be like mind-boggling. It will be really taking up his faith. That kind of answers if you can give, I think you will be and do it prayerfully.
Yes.
And this you must buy. I know that in America also people sell these books.
So where can Amazon or Mataji, where we can get this? Where will you get this?
Amazon also you may get. Amazon, it's just you have to write Essence of Bhagavad Gita series, or from Radhesham Prabhu's website, radheshamdas.com. You go to his website and you order, and he will courier it to you. Means his team will courier it to you. And it's really very helpful, because unless you know this kind of preaching, we cannot preach to your relatives kind of people.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. I know. One point came in my mind that there are 4 varnashramas, like Brahman, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. And
Shudra.
So everyone has their own occupation. So like that, if they are charging money, so what's wrong in that? As we are serving.
It's anyway there. That is anyway there. Yes, that that will be there. And also, I will tell you one example. What Radha Govind Maharaj said. I just told you this much, because that now, if you just say what's wrong, he will still, I don't know whether he'll get no, but for that total wrong activity, why you want to waste money? He will tell like that. So now you have to prove to him that it's not a wrong activity, for which you need these books, So when you prove it's not a wrong activity, now somebody have to do the activity, so we have to pay that. That's it, And they're also not charging exorbitantly, they
very
even a
small
person,
amount. Like for their unka jo bhi family ka maintenance hota hai, that's why they charge. Like if we are also working as computer engineer, he's working as a commissioner, he's also taking money, right? Nobody's doing it free. So that point also came in my mind, but I don't know how to present that.
But don't tell that straight. Don't tell that he also knows, but still he's saying that, because he's feeling the activity only is wrong, and you're wasting money on such people, and they're sitting there to make money. Like that he's thinking. But if you say activity is right, then the question will come, then I have to do it. Then when I have to do it, then we have to look for a person, and somebody is willing to do, and is asking charge, okay, take Baba, you be happy and you do my program properly. That mood will come. So first is you have to prove that your activity is right. And then and about the payment part, I will tell you one small story. Radha Govind Maharaj has told it in Krishna Leela, actually. I don't know which exact set of lectures, I don't remember now. I wish I had written down the wordings as it is. Whatever he said. He said, people say that what Brahmanas means, they are not following anything, they are not having that capacity, then what kind of brahmanas they are? Then he said, then nowadays even kshatriyas also, what kshatriyas are they are? Means he told a story actually. There was one king, who said actually in the from the Shastras he quoted. He told that what kind of brahmana you are. See, when Ganga Devi came, that Rishi, he drank everything. Janu Rishi drank everything, Ganga. And then when he was prayed, he gave out because he was such a good brahmana. Now, where are there brahmanas like that? So when there are no brahmanas like that, then why we should respect this kind of brahmanas who are like Shudras?
Right.
So then that brahmana was very intelligent. He said, now Lord Ramachandra or somebody like, he said he could fight with Ram or Ravan or somebody, something like that. He said, one great king,
Kshatriya,
king.
as a Kshatriya.
He was such a great level. That is a Kshatriya. Now, do you have that capacity? He had asked. And this king didn't have that. Which is the very big thing he told about what Kshatriya did. And then he asked, do you have that capacity? No, I don't have. Then what kind of Kshatriya you are? So whatever small kind of Kshatriya you are, now you have small kind of Brahmanas. So big Kshatriya respected the big Brahmana. Now you are a small Kshatriya. So now you respect the small Brahmana. You give them the same respect. He told like that. Radha Govind Maharaj said like that. So from that I understood. Others, I was also saying, so Brahmanas are not there in name only and all. Now I stopped it. Because everybody is in name only. Kshatriya is also in name only. Vaishya is also in name only. And Brahmanas also in name only. At least they, as Brahmanas, whatever they are doing, if they're doing something, let's respect them. And especially if somebody is only living based on the livelihood earned by pujas. See, Brahmanas now, they have one problem. Nowadays, Kali Yuga is increasing. And people like your commissioner relative are increasing and they want to give up doing all that puja and everything. So, but still, they have not changed their profession. Those who are dedicated to doing puja, they have not changed. They are thinking, okay, whenever God sends a puja, I will make my money. They are not telling, oh, now customers are decreasing. I will change to getting into a job or I will earn. They're not doing that. I'll invest all my money in buildings and give it on rent and I live on the rent. Why should I do puja? No pujari is giving up his profession. He's going on. And how can a person go on when there is such a, cut down in people's faith? That is their faith, no? So they are having faith to that extent, no? That is why they are so much worshipable. See, Madhavi, when we see the good in others, we will also see good in such brahmanas also. And we respect them for that. And when we do that and when we give them that respect of a brahmana, then they will also behave like a brahmana. They will understand that this person knows what's a brahmana and they're respecting. So I will also not ask them any money. Fees, when we ask them, whatever you give, I will accept. Because they know that brahmana means whatever we give. So the sentence actually came in our life. My father-in-law's Shraddha ceremony, the brahmanas came and I was the daughter-in-law. So I have to do the serving to the brahmanas. So I was very respectful to them, and because I remember these are brahmanas and I have to give them the respect because they're living only for the Lord's puja and they're dependent on the Lord for their income. So I was very respectful to them. And I told her in the beginning only, please be comfortable and eat nicely. I will be very happy. And then next while serving, I told them, because I have heard that the Lord eats through the mouth of brahmanas. Lord Vishnu has told like that, to the Sanataka Sanatana. That all detail I didn't say. I have heard. I just told. I have heard that Lord eats through Brahmana's mouth. So therefore, if you will eat and if you will be happy, I will be very. I will be feeling very much satisfied. I told. They were very touched. And then I said, see, because you are real Brahmana and I am Brahmana in name only. I am a Shudra actually. What I am doing, for pleasing the Lord. But you see, you are living only by doing this profession. This much, 3 sentences. And I was very respectful, though it was very difficult for me to bend and serve and again get up, serve and then keep it and again get up, again serve continuously. There's no gap because they're finishing fast. So it was really paining, but I was so grateful every opportunity I got. So I thought, these are Brahmanas and Namo Brahmane Deva, I go Brahmane Hitat. Krishna is fond of Brahmanas. So remembering all the scriptural points about Brahmanas, I very respectfully, very lovingly served them. And they were so happy that when the time came for payment, my husband is asking, what is the payment? He said, whatever you give is all right. Whatever you give is all right. Because they know that Brahmana, the respect that they're getting for a Brahmana, now if they charge the money, they become Shudra. They know that. So they said that, means my intention was not for payment reducing or something, but I am telling you, means when we treat them with respect, they will come to their great standards and they will do it even better. So, we should not look down upon such people who are doing their profession. There are so many Prabhupada and Krishna's. Prabhupada says in the purport, even we should not look down upon the prostitutes in society because of their existence. People are not raping the good women, because they are going to them for satisfying themselves. So if they should also be respected, then what to speak of the Brahmanas, who are doing puja and dependent on that Lord, for money. You can give that example also, I feel, by quoting Bhagvatam, in case you feel it's okay in future, Mataji. That's all.
Mataji, thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful answer. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you
So
so much.
Mataji, I wanted
Huh?
to add one thing. Like Mataji mentioned about that there's nothing after life. The brother thought like that, right? So the thing is that you can show a picture of when that brother of yours were a baby, then it became a little bit more big. So we have to understand and make them intrigue their mind that the soul, there must be something in which you're growing from the baby to the big man now. And so how can just the soul vanish out? You have to give some credit, some this thing to the soul, that so then they can be intrigued to. And most of the Hindus are they believe in reincarnation. They believe that this is not the only life. And so just some basic thing which Srila Prabhupada told in his lectures about like you see your own picture and see, and how can you underestimate that soul will also die with the body? That's not going to happen. It's ever changing, so that is one point. And also, Mataji, I wanted to mention that several times I also write to Radhesham Prabhu. I ask him questions, and he replies back regarding my family and other things. And he doesn't take more than 2-3 days to reply back. So yeah, and you can also write to him. So and take Mataji's wonderful guidance. She explained from her heart in so much detail. So thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the
When you
question.
said that, I remembered this, that there are medical cases where reincarnation cases are there. So many
Yes.
YouTube videos are there. So when they are going to reincarnate, means you should understand that there is life after death. That simple reincarnation case you can do. I think that is also mentioned in these books. And if you buy these books, Mataji, and if you read, then you get full right to write. Rupini Pada Mataji is his student. She's hearing his lectures, then asking questions, so he'll answer. If you also read his books and then you write to him, he will answer to you very happily. So you can first buy, read, and then you ask him the question. And for your lifetime, he will be there to answer your such doubts. We cannot keep writing to him, but once in 3 months, one question on such things, definitely. Or once in 2 months, such questions also, all right. And about change of body from childhood to boyhood and boyhood to this, that may look a little too, I don't know, preachy for him. But when you say about reincarnation examples with one YouTube video, if you just forward, then in one line, anything, any correction, it should be very short. These kind of people. Otherwise, they will feel disrespected. They think that, oh, they're thinking, I don't know anything. They thought we don't know anything. They think they're superior. But when we talk to them in a way that they don't know anything, then they feel disrespected and I don't know. So in one line, you can just say, see, this kind of things make me believe. You should not say you are wrong. So this kind of things like reincarnation cases make me believe that whatever Bhagavad Gita is saying that there is life after death is true, and therefore I do. Like that in one line. Why I do, you should say, not why you should do. The minute you say why you should do, they feel disrespected. They are saying you should not do, because that's also their correction mentality and subtle disrespect they will have, that they will know when they talk to us about our activities. So when we point to them their mistake, they will sense only disrespect. Like asadu people, they only see the negative, so they will enlarge your negative and they'll feel angry about it. That is why be very careful. You can only say like these things made me believe in what I am doing. But you know, you can think you are a very intelligent person, so I think you will be a best judge for what you want to do. That's all. One line we can suggest, and then leave it on them. This is what I feel.
Yes, Mataji, I was just saying from the point of view of Srila Prabhupada, but maybe right now it's not appropriate, you know. She can, Mataji can take
For
other means to.
these people, not now. These people, they're a little bit, they're having only self-righteous feeling of what they think is right. Otherwise, now, when they're having belief in Hanuman, they have to believe in Bhagavad Gita, they have to believe in everything, how they can. So we have to be very carefully tackling with them.
Yes, Mataji. And you know, for me, like when I was reading Bhagavad Gita and I saw the so many places Prabhupada says, I am the soul, and you know, you have so many lives that. And this example is so stuck in my head that I feel this is not the only life. I'm always changing. So, you know, the soul has power like that. So I was just
That is because
you're
you have an open heart, Rupini Padma Mataji. Your heart is very open and you're willing to learn. Now his heart is closed. He's Hanuman, and he's telling what you're doing wrong. So he's close to our, Shastric way of life. See their cup, how much big they have, and accordingly to give them little. That too, all these points need not go in one shot. One point which may make him to then give him 1 point, and that to give the point in a way that I am following like this. That I am thinking like I am doing like this. Radhesham Prabhu writes like that. When I asked him some questions, he said, Mataji, I understood like this, so I am doing like this. And he's not telling me you do like this also. You know, Radhesham Prabhu is not writing to me to do. When I am asking humbly, he's not telling me to do. So then we should follow in his footsteps, and we should not say what you should do. Rather, we have to explain why I do what I do. That is full respect for that person with the very top post in Indian government.
Yes, Mataji. And most people don't want to also believe in reincarnation because they want to kind of, enjoy life. They want to have that basis, let us enjoy life. This is the only life, like that. So
yeah, but when we show them the proof of reincarnation, the videos, then they are helpless. Actually, I am having one Telugu reincarnation video where she met her husband of past life and she's married to her husband of this life, and it's a very, very nice video. That one, if you I can privately send, and Mataji can send that in case if you think that this time you want to write that point also. Otherwise, just 1 or 2 points you can read, and you can get all the contents and write 1 or 2 points and leave it and allow him to come back, and that time you can speak other points also, like that I feel. Or even if you're saying all the points, it should be done very, very respectfully, to say why I'm doing what I'm doing. No point in saying why you should not do it. No, that way, that completely avoid. And just if you're telling only why I'm doing what I'm doing, then you can put even 8 points, 9 points, no problem. That time you can say that, like the mother you said, see, I feel I'm a soul because from baby body to girl body to auntie body, tomorrow I'll be old lady. I feel the body has been changing, so I feel the faith that soul is not changing, because I feel the same like college girl of those days, same feelings. I don't feel old, so maybe I'm having that faith. So maybe after death, what Bhagavad Gita is saying, soul exists, is true. That's why I do. Like that, if you want to say also, you can, that way if you put why I am doing what I'm doing is all right. So then that point can be added like that.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. So I think we can end the call unless somebody has any comments. I was thinking Abha Mataji, Annapurna Mataji or Kavita Mataji is there.
Yes, I am here. I am
Yes,
here.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam to everyone. Mataji, I seen the experience in my own eyes. I went to Gaya and do the Shrad for my husband and my forefathers. And what happened after the ceremony and everything was done? So we were doing the Brahm Bhoj. So we didn't have many people, but 2-3 people was there. And I seen them 2-3 years. And when it happened, the thing happened, the the brahmanas sit down and they start eating, and I know their diet and all that, and then what they do, he start eating, couple of people, and they start eating and eating. I don't know how much prasadam they ate, and they did not know, and they said we were so hungry, and because of that shrad, all the forefathers, they were uh, came in his body, because he was a pure brahmana, and he keep eating, and once he finished that, and he told me, Mataji, I don't know why I ate so much, and it never happened in my life, but this time I seen miracle in my heart, in my body. And when he saw that, and he said, and he did not get sick, he did not do he appreciate, he said, at least your forefathers came in my body and satisfied their soul. And when that happened, it was so amazing. So when I saw that, it was tears in my eyes, at least because of my heart, because of my seva, I able to do it. Otherwise, it could not be happened. So these things happen, and we should do the things for our forefathers. That way, it will be very beneficial for us, because they gave us a what is called blessing. They gave us blessing, and since after that, my daughter, my family start changing, because those forefathers, they really bless you. So I'm just trying to tell you these things we should do from our heart, no matter, because Krishna is living in their heart also, the other people, and we should be compassionate towards less intelligent people. That way, it will be Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj and Krishna will be happy. I just want to share that.
Oh,
Thank you,
that is
Mataji.
very nice. That's very nice, dear Mataji, because even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also did Shraddha of his father. Chaitanya
Yes.
Mahaprabhu did it, for his father. So, doing Shraddha is, of course, very important. But I actually do not know whether that particular concept is technically correct, because I know that we make the round balls, which is called pinda. The pinda
Yes.
that we do actually is going for the forefathers, or the actually I do not know which aspect of it is going for the forefathers. And brahmanas, what they're eating, that is going to only the brahmana, or it is going to the forefathers. This part technically I am not sure if it is correct, but whatever that brahmana said, one thing I can understand, he is very satisfied, and when a brahmana is fully satisfied and he blesses from the heart, that has blessed your life. So therefore he was happy, you sincerely served, you made him happy, so you have got the blessings. That is very nice, Mataji. But technically, what he said, how much it is accurate, this part I do not know. Because we know that Pitrus come to take the food, but
Yeah.
which food? Is it that ball of rice, that is what they're eating? Or is it the thali which we make for them on banana leaf, that one they are eating? Or they are eating through the brahmanas? I'm not very clear about that. So, but Krishna is told to Jaya Vijaya when they were being cursed, Vishnu comes and says, I eat through the mouth of the Brahmanas. Of course, Acharya say it was little sarcastically told to point out the faults indirectly. But it's also Prabhupada just does not take the sarcastic meaning, and he just explains that aspect. So it is true that Krishna loves Brahmanas. So
Yes.
if we love Brahmanas, Krishna will be very pleased.
Yes.
So whatever Brahmanas will desire, that also Krishna will be fulfilling it. If Krishna is so pleased with you and with the Brahmana's effort, he'll bless. So you have pleased the Brahmana, 100% correct. Brahmana is very happy, 100% correct. Brahmana has blessed you, 100% correct. And Krishna fulfilled the blessings, that's also 100% correct. Only that one aspect I am not sure.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
I will ask you this question also. Thank you, Mataji, to
Somebody else, not with that Brahmana, because sometimes these Brahmanas may speak anything just to please the person, but the Brahmana is living only, he is great. He is having trust that he will earn his livelihood only from doing such pujas. That's why they are really great, and we have all the respect for them. And there will be, as I told you, Kali Yuga Brahmanas need not be so perfect and need not be so pure. They may also not speak everything very accurately. Their mantras may not be perfect. Their yajna may not be perfect. But doesn't matter. We are also very imperfect for our level. They are at a better Brahmana level. So we have all the respect for them. It's our duty to do Shraddha. So we are doing it to fulfill, to follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Prabhupada initially said devotees don't have to perform Shraddha, but later on he said no, they should do Shraddha. Why? Because initially he said thinking that they will be like pure devotees, then they don't have commitments. But he saw some of them are leaving the movement. And, then he said, no, you follow those important activities you follow, but you become a pure devotee. So we have to follow what Prabhupada said later. That is, you follow those Shraddha, etc. And we've also worked on doing our sadhana nicely to become a pure devotee. And becoming a pure devotee is more important than everything else. So even the ritual of Shraddha, when we do it to become a pure devotee, to follow Prabhupada's order, to follow in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are doing pure devotional service only, and that will also help us to progress nicely.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, I'm seeing you. Very nice to see you, dear Mataji.
Yes,
I always have the habit of closing my eyes and focusing and answering, so I don't see who is in front. It is so nice to see your beautiful, cheerful face of a devotee. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I will, next week, 1st May, I will be in Vrindavan.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah. So,
so
please
nice.
come to Vrindavan, so that way we will meet each other.
How nice. I wish I could come next month, first week you are coming, Mataji.
Yeah, 1st May.
Oh, for us it's not such a good time to travel because of elections, says my husband.
because I just come here, US, Atlanta, for maybe 1 or 2 months, and then I go back in 10 months in my Vrindavan, Radharani's place.
10 months, so that time I can come. In your 10-month duration, later I can come. How long are you going to stay? From May 1st to what
next
time?
March. Next March.
Oh. Very nice, Madhaji. Definitely, I would love to meet you in Vrindavan. I would love to meet Abba Mehra Mataji in Vrindavan if I go before
Annapurna.
Oh, Annapurna Mataji, very nice. Your name is written in Abba Mehra, so I didn't know your name.
Yes,
nice.
That's my karmi name. I don't know why I did it, but my Guru Maharaj gave me Annapurna.
Well, who's your Guru Maharaj, Mataji?
Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So now we can end the class. Nice to meet you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you also. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
But I'll just come quickly.
I'm right here.
कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथ कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमः शिवदास ठाकुर की जय। ग्रंथ राष्ट्रपति भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हर ग्रेस अमृत माधवी माता जी की जय।
Our glory to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, which was the last verse you did?
22nd, completed. Tomorrow onwards, 23rd onwards. Second chapter, 23rd onwards onwards tomorrow.
Okay, Mataji, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I just came online for some time. I feel guilty, like little shy coming online. But I thought I'll just show myself here. All the other devotees came online.
Adorable, happy, blissful, devotee.
No, Mataji, just
Yes.
yeah, it's so nice to see you all wear traditional clothes. I'm just wearing a t-shirt because in the morning time, and normally in America I just wear t-shirt and pajamas at home, but then when I go out I wear Indian top or suit or something like that.
That's really good. Really good.
Yeah, that's why I don't come online, because I'm always I have a bath in the morning, but then I'm in my t-shirt and pajamas, comfortable wear. So
No,
yeah,
you look like you're in salwar top, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. Mataji, I wanted to ask you one quick question. See,
Yes.
Annapurna Mataji, who you mentioned, Abha Mataji and myself, we have a special need child. Both of us have daughters who have autism. Both of us have daughters. So what happens is, we hear in Krishna consciousness that if you become attached, to whoever, if a wife is getting attached to the husband, then there are chances that, she'll have a male body, or the other way around, right?
Yes.
So suppose now we are attached to and definitely we are attached to our daughters, because, they're dependent on us and they are always there with us. They're like our shadow. So,
Yes.
it's but obvious that attachment will be there, right? With Mataji,
Yes.
myself. So even I think Partha Prabhu has a son who has autism. So now how to understand that, that, and we can't even decrease their attachment, because, they are all the time there with us. It's very hard. Even if they're out of the vision for some time, we are worried, where they are, what has happened, which part of the house they are, like that. So like how can this affect us in our, going back to Godhead? That is my question. I'm worried about that.
You can actually make it into a blessing, your attachment. You don't have to worry at all about your attachment. You can say that this is Krishna given child, and I have my duty towards this Krishna given person, even if the person is not a devotee. Your daughter is a devotee also. So if you're a devotee and you're attached, it's not considered as a problem only, because even Narottama Dasa Thakura sings that, Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Dasa, Ramachandra Sangha. I want Ramachandra Sangha, like that he's begging for association. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I want the devotee association. So like that, there are many great personalities. We see them are begging for devotee association. So if you are desiring for the devotee association of your daughter, what is wrong? If you are perfectly in line of devotional service, perfectly in line with devotees, like Prahlad Maharaj, I think he's one of the Mahajanas also. So there's nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong.
Yes.
And
So,
in case the child is not a devotee, in case, then
so
also,
for her, I have to every day make her a devotee. Like, for example, definitely I have to tell her, you have to chant your rounds, so she does it on the clicker. You have to read at least 4 or 5 pages of Bhagavad Gita. Then you have to read Krishna book. So I have to make her do. Sometimes she remembers, oh, I didn't do reading today. I didn't do. But there's some days if I don't tell her, then it's like her own way, eating, sleeping, and doing other things, So I just wanted to know, like, still, and then the attachment has to be there. Then only you will, take care of the person, because the person is there with you all the time. Just like a very mundane example, in America, all the Matajis who have not married and they're in their 40s, 50s, they keep a dog and in their home, because, like they're all alone, there's no one there. So the dog is there and they're attached to the dog, and if anything happens to the dog, they will, take care of the dog like a single lady. So similarly, I'm not saying that there's a difference between a human birth and that. Similarly, my daughter, I'm saying for myself, she's always there. So I feel my whole world is roaming around her only all the time. And then I try to get out of it and think, oh, I have to think of Krishna also. I have to think of my other daughter also. So, then I feel that at the same time, I have to go back to Godhead also. And sometimes as a mother, I do feel very emotional and I cry and I think that Krishna, I know, although I talk to Krishna saying that although I know that I cannot live without my daughter, but sometimes I feel that it is more important for her to leave the planet than, planet Earth, because that way, at least I know that in the present condition I'm living, just like a frog in the well, I'm the one only able to take care. With the other people, will she be able to talk? Will she be able to express? She'll be lost, So all these thoughts come, Mataji.
The opposite of that.
Now your thoughts are perfect, because even I have a relative who has two children of that kind, and one of them left the world at the age of 30 plus or 40 plus. One of them left. One of them is still there, and the parents are in 70 plus. So I do understand what you are saying. So the parents will be relieved that one is not there, and now they're having the burden of worrying about the other younger boy, who was also in his 40s now, and they are in their 70s. And they have come up with the thought of making an orphanage kind of thing. I mean, for their kind of children, whoever takes care, they will be also getting the wealth or something like that. But this all we do because we are anxious. We're not able to depend on the Lord. Rather, I would say that you can I can send you the link of one of my session which I did recently about how we can convert our negative emotions into tapasya. Now, whatever negative insecurity we have about our children, about they living after our death or whatever, how we can convert it into tapasya. I've made one small session on that, 15-minute session. I can send you the link. You can hear it yourself about how you can use this in your advantage. You can convert all your anxieties, your worries, or our anger, or our lust, or our greed, or envy, anything. We can convert it into, we can dovetail it in Krishna consciousness. How? By saying, Krishna, I'm having this concern. Please help me. And then say and then chant. Say, whenever the thought comes, say, I'm having this concern. Please help me. And then chant. And don't allow any other thing to come in between. Only that worry or that anger for some person or the envy about a person, only that one serious troubling emotion and Krishna. And you are informing Krishna and requesting him to help you out with that. And if you do that, and if you live your life like a tapasya from now on about your choking problems, Krishna is going to, suppose we are having an expectation of level 10, that you have to sort out my spastic child's life. That is a level 10 expectation. So Krishna will start doing things in a way. We will start living a life of surrender in a fullest extent. So he'll increase our surrender first as level 1 help, level 2 help, level 3 help. Then slowly he will make them also do better and better. And like that, slowly it will increase and to level 10 it will come. Because I know of a lady who had a child who needed medicines for her mental health. And finally now at the age of 30 plus, she got married and she's so much loved by her husband, who was not getting any girl. He was at the age of 40. They're such a loving couple and they're running the house and they have enough field and farm and all that. They're leading a very happy life. So what I mean is that, see, when you're doing tapasya, our children may get little upgraded and their life may be settled in front of our eyes. They don't have to die only, and then we may get confidence that, okay, this person will live now onwards, and we may be able to turn towards the Lord. So in any case, we have to convert our life into a tapasya like how Dhruva Maharaj did them. Dhruva Maharaj got something that was impossible. And so our children's life settling is something not so much impossible as what Dhruva Maharaj wanted. So we can go to the Lord with that particular request and be in the mood of tapasya. And I can send that link. If you all want, I can forward that link in this group itself, in Everyday Chant itself. So if anybody is having choked feeling, they will be really getting a relief from all their negative emotions, from all their concerns about their daughter's marriage or about the troubling relative or anything which is really difficult to handle. Then that particular session is for you, because if you will see that and try that, you will see the miracle from day one. So you will get, that's all. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. With devotees, assurance means, I think I got assurance from Krishna.
Yes, and I can see you at the lotus feet of the Lord. So how can you be neglected? You are at the right place, and Krishna is guiding you. And this session will also help you. And just watch it and live it. And mark my words, you will see the response of the Lord from the day one in 24 hours.
Yes, yes. And I always pray to Krishna that Krishna, this is your child. I'm just a caretaker. And the ultimate caretaker is you, but I'm just like taking care. But you are the ultimate, you have somehow given it in my hands. So, I'm just taking care in the best possible way. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so
That's
much.
why you can stay attached to her. Because you're seeing her as Krishna's child, you have all the right to stay attached. Yashoda Maya had all the right to stay attached to Krishna. So we have all the right to stay attached to Krishna's child.
Yes, 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 yes. Definitely, Mataji. Thank you so much,
But
Mataji.
I want solution for you wherein your daughter's life may be sorted out by the Lord, and for that this tapasya will help.
Okay, Mataji. Thank
Not
you
only
so
your
much.
daughter, and our Annapurna Mataji's child's help, and if Partha Prabhu is having such a child, even for him, for everybody, if you will learn to do this kind of tapasya style of lifestyle, you will see that you will get so much of strength and confidence in few days, because you will see Lord is working in that direction. You will see it so fast. That's when I understood. That is why Shastras are saying holy name is the most potent and the most quickest. I think quickest means what? In Brahma's 1 day speed or in my 1 day speed? And I know it is in my 1 day speed, holy name is most powerful. It works. So
Yes,
chant with tapasya style of one point attention, because you're having a worry. You say that I have this worry, that's why please, no problem. We are at Dhruva's level, Artho level, pegging like a metalist, no problem. We have an issue, we want to throw it out. So let Krishna remove it from our heart, and then let us be fully focused like pure devotees. Doesn't matter. When we recognize some such concern, let's turn to the Lord, and Lord is there to help us only.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are so lucky and fortunate to have your association. Feeling so much light, and look forward for the video, Mataji. So you can share in the group so everybody can, hear it and save it for future, Yeah. So just when the anxiety is there, start chanting. That's all. Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you so much.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
And if you
Krishna.
have any doubts, ask me. If you have any doubts on this tapasya video, please ask me. I will answer after watching the video.
Definitely, Mataji. Definitely.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Padmani Mataji, send that link to me also.
I will put in the group.
Yes, yes.
And I don't have Annapurna Mataji's number. If Annapurna Mataji is in the group, she'll get it. Otherwise, whoever has her number should forward it to her.
Yeah, I will forward. I think Kavita Mataji was saying something. Kavita Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, thank you so much. Such a wonderful class. Like, I was just like, oh, I needed it. I needed it. Rupani Mataji, she asked question, and due to that, you answered like awesome. I don't have word to describe, Mataji. Thank you so much. So much. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kavita Sharma Mataji. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
we leave the meeting now.
Once again, Vancha Kalpatarubhascha
Thank you,
Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo Namo Namah Ananta Koti Vaishya Vind ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Har Grace Amrita Madhavi Mataji ki Jai. And sorry, Mataji, we're taking so much time.
Jai.
But we just couldn't stop having you, in our life at this moment. Hare Krishna.
No
Hare Krishna.
problem, because yes, I have a lot of pending work because we just traveled, but the work of devotees is more important than our material work. I am told by Jagannath's Pujari at Rajapur that if devotees are having pressing needs, then we have to give them time, and then we have to do our work more faster and finish off our work fast, but give them time. So since they were all very serious questions, so I thought, okay, my work will go next.